please tell us when to begin.
Sir, now it's streaming on YouTube. You can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the technical session 4. This is the second parallel session of the ongoing conference that is being organized on rivers, riverine ecosystems. And this is a session where we are supposed to have 4 papers to be presented. Right now, some of the speakers are present and we will proceed with them. The chairperson of this session is Professor Malik Akram Hussain. He is associated with Jagannath University in Dhaka. And Sir has done a lot of work regarding various environmental issues, disaster management, socio-environmental aspects. And so, Sir, with your permission, we can begin with the presentations of the papers? Or,
yes.
Yes, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So I will call upon the participants to begin presenting their papers. So first up is Sonia Yasmin. If you are present, your topic is Changing Courses of Decaying Channel, a case study of the Shialmari River. So Sonia Yasmin.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Dr. P.K. Rath. In which session my paper will be there?
Yes.
I have requested Professor Arun sir and Dr. Anjrul. So they have told me to send it, and then today evening session will be there, they said. It is not there in the schedule.
Sir, you joined. Sir, you joined in the wrong session, I think. So another session parallelly we run. So you can join also there.
Yeah. No, whichever session our presentation will be accommodated, there we will join. Please tell me.
Okay, sir. I will get in touch regarding this with Ajrun sir. After that, I will let you know. Okay, sir. Give me 5 minutes. I will call.
Very kind of. Yeah, very kind of you. Yes.
So I got a bit disconnected, it seems. Anyway, so okay. So Sonia Yasmin, you are not present. So, sir, we shall proceed to the next paper. Yes, sir?
Sure.
Okay. So the next paper that is supposed to be on shoreland changes and livelihood strategies in Sirajganj, Bangladesh. So it is supposed to be presented by Atanto Kumar Ghosh, who is present. So Ananto,
Yes, I'm present.
Ananto, please proceed with your presentation. You have 15 minutes for your paper. Please try to keep within the time limit.
Thank you all everyone. I'm Ananto Kumar Ghosh in Sirajganj, Bangladesh. I'm undergraduate student of Jagannath University. Thank you everyone to my give me an opportunity for this presentation. I am my supervisor and this session chairperson, Mr. Malik Akram Hussain. He's my supervisor. He give me opportunity to encourage me to first time present the online seminar. And now I am present my topics. And can I share my presentation?
Please share your screen. Then we can begin.
Have you seen?
Not yet. Yes.
Yes.
Please make it full screen.
Yes, please make it full screen and do the slideshow. Fourth button.
This it is loading. Now I am present my topics. My topics is shoreland change and livelihood change in Sirajganj, Bangladesh. Introduction. The Brahmaputra River is the one of the largest buried river system in world. The river is also extremely unstable. Jamuna River is the Brahmaputra Jamuna is second largest rivers in the Bangladesh and one of the greatest river in the world, flowing through Tibet, China, and Bangladesh. Actually, Jamuna is the downstream source of the Jamuna Brahmaputra which that took place after the earthquake took flood between the 1982 in 87. From the Jamuna was known as a separate river. For the past, that is an Jamuna Brahmaputra, and that is now called New Brahmaputra, and that is another name is Jamuna. The river become buried when the incoming sediment load extended sediment carry capacity of the flow, resulting the aggregation the changes the bed characteristic island, the local known as chol, and the sandbar that is also called sandbar. Every year, the eroded thousands of hectares of floodplain, morphological changes, and band shifting where the observed in the agriculture, cropland, and the settlement. In the this place, flow different river and changings due to the different nature and man-made causes. Have formed the different part of the rivers, which better known as the Baluchar, that is also called sand island. It is the local language for this region. All this char and riverine area and undergoing different changes. These changes is different social, economic, and environmental background. The object of my studies is to observing the analysis the changings of various chains chol land included the Siachganj Sadar Upazila and why the change cause the changing methodology. In this study, we used both data sources, primary data source and secondary data source. So first, we have to fix the area from Google Earth Pro, and that I am using Google USGS from the satellite image. That is using 10-year interval in 1992 or 2020. They are using Lancet 5 and Lancet 8 images. The images with 3 band mostly uses the layer 2, 4, and 5. The NDWI, NDWI is mainly uses the difference of water and chol length characteristics. Then when the flow chart, we have the mainly full study area is presented. So first, the satellite image, land loading, processing, georeferencing, image processing, field checking, supervising the separate water bodies, and other sand island and agricultural land. Then other objective, we study the local area peoples and how to change this, how the impact, how the causes are the cause of the changing chol land. There are two types are using data is here. First, the right side, how to cause the local people study how to study area. We have to select the Siachganj Sadar Upazila. Siachganj Sadar Upazila is located here. Siachganj Sadar letter, that is the Siachganj Sadar letter is an Jamuna river basin area, the lower part of the Brahmaputra and upper part of the Jamuna basin, and the study area is extended Siachganj other Upazila Belkuchi. The Jamuna is running hand and joined with the Padma river, the Goal on the Ghat. That is a satellite image of Jamuna riverine area, and that is on Siachganj's full mapping area. And that is in my study area, Jamuna basin. This location we have studied the full case. There was some different in the we saw in the few study is not completed. That is running study. Some result we are find out that 2 years interval, the 1990 and 2000, the water bodies, sand is chart and other. The other land is mainly is agriculture and other area. There is some difference is there. In 1990 fully area is 8.243 we saw then other area 2000 is there is incur fall down to 3 and there is an sand chart area is 12.44 and the 2000 years the 7.96, but other we can see in there the 1919 the others area is 2.9, but 2000 the increase and 12.71 because we have now men are using their land is different cost, so there is the water body is in decrease, the shoreline decrease, but other area is increased. In here in the bar diagram we can see that that is on water bodies and that is on water bodies. That we can see the 1990 and 2000 is different. That's the cause of the shoreline change. There are many causes are cause of the changes. The mainly 4 and 5 causes are main. The physical factors, geomorphological factors, flood increase, riverbank erosion, sand extension, and man-made problem. We first told about the physical. The topography of the Jamuna Brahmaputra can be divided into the 6 landforms: high Tibbeti plateaus, high Himalayan mountains, Brahmaputra Valley, lower mountain region, plain, and Madhupur tract. Due to the function in the rise and fall of the river basin, formation of the large bed form and the bands of the major modifier of the bank fall level, flowing the direction and the migration of the lava. The geomorphic factors. Brahmaputra Jamuna river carried the very heavy sediment load. The combination of the large and various discharge of the water and sedimentary responsible for the Jamuna Brahmaputra buried pattern type of flood increase intensity, the pattern of the challenge and the charts within the Jamuna river changes annually. The response of the sequence of the flow, annual flow in the Jamuna river is characteristically high from the June to September. As a result, the Himalayan snowfall and monsoon rainfall. When the flow intensity are more, the shoreline shift in the more, and when the flow intensity the less of the shoreline shift is less. Riverbank erosion. The riverbank erosion is one of the most cause of shoreline shifting. Riverbank erosion is deposition on the floodplain along the right bank of the Jamuna River and are older than 3000 on the left bank. Through the long-term western migration trend, the present the bank erosion is highlighted along the left eastern bank during the wedding phase of the river. The sand sand extraction is a big reason for the changing of river Jamuna. The two bank, the chart, whether people live for the different reason, for the different reason of feel different places for the river to cut the chore land, and for different places extend sand. All this reason have seen the changes in structure of the chore. Man-made problem. There are people live in the different region, for the different reason feel different places from the river, cut the chore land from the different places extend sand. This region have seen the changing in the structure of char. People is in the area are building house and cutting, filling various char, many using in the lot of the land for farming. People cut char and changing the location of the chars. The fix the depend of the river using the different trade and construction of road, bank, culvert at the different times for different purpose. Conclusion: Jomuna is one of the largest carved river of Bangladesh. Geologically, the river is one of the largest and active on the construction changing flow. The river become varied when the incoming sediment and load extend the sediment carry capacity of the flow, resulting in the arranging changing bed characteristic by island at that time. This char fall, but at different time the condition of the river changing for different reason. Different from of the river flow taking different from which are not found in the same before. Some places new chars are began created, and in also some places are was before displaced into the river and taking new look. In between the 1990 and 2020, there are many changes in the condition of water, chol land, and other places in the density. Between the 1990 2000, it is seen in the water almost the amount of the sand char was decreased, but the between the 1990 and 2000 amount of the fallow land and surrounding living cultivation land increase. The changing in the soil has some about the due to various reasons such as human and natural main cause, not only chore but the sediment deposit one of the on both sides of the river has changing a lot. But in line well with all the changes people have starting living the river bank and river chores in this place, people are now building everything they need to sustain their lives, a home for living, farming, for food, fishing, transport. Also then agreed to people how live in this chore. We have learning to live by dealing these various disaster. Thanks for all. That is my first web seminar. My sir, my supervisor, Mr. Maulik Akram Hussain, he encouraged me to present that. It is my first, so any fault, please forgive me. And also thanks for the web seminar, all everyone to present opportunity to give this.
Thank you so much, Ananto, for your presentation. You can stop sharing the screen now.
Okay,
we will
thanks.
take the question answers at the end of the session, and question answers comments at the end of the session. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
And well done for your first presentation. Right? May this be the first of many more presentations, and we hope to hear from you in the future also. So we go on to the next speaker. The next paper is titled "To Examine the Current Status of the Mithi River in Mumbai and the Possibilities of Rejuvenating." The speakers are Meera Ranjit and Ashwarthi Ravinder Sherla. So I see they are present here. So I invite them to present their paper.
Yes, sir, we are present.
Okay, madam. So please go ahead.
First of all, let me thank the Foundation of Practicing Geographers as well as Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, sir, for giving us the opportunity to present our paper. As I am not keeping well, my co-partner will be, Ashwati will be presenting it right now, sir.
Okay, madam. Please get well soon. So I request Ashwarthi Ravinder Sherla, please, if you can proceed with the presentation.
Both the speakers... So I'm not able to present the screen. I'm not able to share the screen.
Now you can share. Now
okay, please try now.
No, so it is coming host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, just wait. Devabrata, can you just see?
I did. Now just try once, please.
No, actually, I have 2 devices. So can you just check?
Which one? Which one?
One is Sai Kumar Sherla and one is Ashwati Sherla.
Okay. So
please put on your video also. That will help me to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So Ashwati is affiliated to Mahatma Junior College of Education in Chembur in Mumbai.
Yes.
Yes. So I hope it is possible now. Please go ahead. Right. You have 15 minutes and please do try to stick to the time limit.
Sir, I'm not able to present.
We'll wait.
Thank you, co-host. Please share. You can share now.
No, sir.
Devabroto, she has also
there
joined.
There will be one more device.
Sai Kumar. See,
okay.
Device, Sai Kumar Sherla. So please enable that also. Right? Madam has joined.
Okay. Got it. Yes. Now we can.
Madam, please try now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you all see the screen?
Yes, it's fine. Please do screen share and begin.
Yeah. Okay. So rivers are generally the source of clean and safe water.
Screen, please make
Madam,
it full
just make it full screen. That is slideshow. Fourth button on the bottom, just beside the percentage sign, the zoom percentage sign, the fourth button on the bottom panel. Yes.
Okay.
It's fine. Yes, it's fine. Please go ahead.
Rivers are generally the source of clean and safe water for all the living beings for making use of different purposes like drinking, washing, irrigation, etc. This Mithi River is one of the 4 rivers flowing through the Mumbai city. It is situated on Salsette Island and is the point where the water discharge from Powai and Vihar lakes unite. So you can see in this map that the Vihar Lake and Powai Lake is over here, and then the water from there unites and the Mithi River is formed and the water flows through to the Arabian Sea. It is approximately 15 kilometers flowing through the residential and industrial areas that further meet the Arabian Sea. The river Mithi's condition alongside the residential and industrial area has been influenced and put under worst conditions to face. The translation of Mithi in Hindi is sweet, but the Mumbai's abused, polluted river is anything but sweet. The river usually has excess of water during the times of monsoon as the water from the nearby locality and surrounding gets filled in it, making it overflow. As per the Department of Environment, Government of Maharashtra, the industrial policy of river encatchment classifies that Mithi River is under the category A4, which states that 500 meters on either side of the river is said to be no development zone for industries. The industries only with green or orange type can be allowed in 500 meters and 1 kilometer. Any other type of the industries may be set up with all the pollution control systems beyond 1 kilometer. But what we can see altogether is a different picture of this river. The industrial activities over here are done around it within 500 kilometers and also near its bank. The river is used as an easy way of disposing wastewater, garbage, and sewage, not only from the industrial, but also the settlements nearby, adding to polluting this river, which is why even if the river gets overflowed with high tides and monsoon, still the water quality is declining due to ill practices of the people around it. The purpose of the study. The purpose of the study is to understand that in this COVID-19 pandemic, where the water bodies have been observed being cleaned and the quality of river improving, having low pollution and harmful chemicals in it, as there was no human activity such as dumping garbage, factories, waste, sewage, etc., that led to water pollution, then why is this river still getting polluted and degrading as the same when pre-pandemic? Hence, the study is about the causes and possible remedies for this question. objectives: to understand the reasons why the river is getting polluted, to know what are the problems faced by the people staying nearby the river, to not being able to keep it clean, to analyze the possible solutions, to eradicate the act of people dumping garbage sewage into the river and maintain it. The importance of river. The river, however, may be a sewer for people, but it is a very vital and important river for the city. It is, if preserved, it works as a natural storm draining system that prevents flooding in the city. And for the congested, concretized city like Mumbai, choked river is a disaster complete during the monsoon. The people around it choke the river by dumping solid waste and have made concrete boundaries on the banks of the river, narrowing it, reducing its drainage capacity. The problems. Let us now see what are the problems faced. No systematic planning done regarding the sanitation, lack of sewage management into the city, domestic waste dumped by nearby localities, industrial activities done by the bank of the river and let its waste into the river. Until now, we saw the domestic waste. Now let us see the damages the industries make. There are over 1,500 industries set up, which are, and more than 3,000 industries are illegal establishments, which are situated around the river, which contributes 7% pollution to the river, directly which discharges the water into the river, the wastewater. And the toxic, not only the solid waste, but also the toxic chemicals and debris, cement, concrete, etc., which is very harmful for this river. Still, it is getting directly added up to the river. Here we can see a chart. The left chart is the analysis done in 2012. Now let us see the analysis, or let us compare how was it previously, which we can see in the left side graph. And the right side chart is the recent analysis done. So the first chart we can see in 2012, a study was conducted to determine the level of heavy metals into the Mithi. And they found the heavy metals have exceeded the maximum permissible range. You can see the light pink color is the, the red color is the range till which the toxic chemicals can be mixed, or it can take that much. But in pink, you can see that it exceeds more than double the amount. So it is very harmful. It is very harmful for this. By this, we can understand that the water is not safe for domestic as well as industrial use too, and need not mention the threat that it possesses towards the human and aquatic life. And the right picture talks about the recent analysis done to determine the river water quality, and to understand. By reading this, we can understand that this was a time of COVID-19 pandemic, when no human activities were done. All the activities like industrialization, hotels, offices, all were at pause. All the other establishments were at pause in the lockdown, because lockdown was imposed during that time and by the government of India. But during this period also, the river was getting polluted. Next, this is the picture of the Mithi River, which has been polluted, and we can see all the solid waste, the water getting polluted, and all the chemicals in it. Now, initiatives like who have taken steps to make this river better. Let us see that there were various volunteers and NGOs have taken steps to work for the betterment of the river. They are Afroz Shah. Beach Please is an initiative done by the Malhar Kalambe, Team Earth 5R, and many such unknown organizations and volunteers have come up to make this river better. Also, not only these volunteers, but the administration have also taken part to make the river better. When the 2005 floods occurred, looking at the loss caused by the city, there was a Mithi River Development and Protection Authority formed to improve the conditions of the river. And 12 billion rupees was spent for the restoration and beautification of this river. But as you know, we can rarely see any changes in it. And from the time when this authority was formed, till then only 6 meetings have been held, and the last meeting was held in 2010. That's it. Again, nothing, no steps were taken. And after the forming of this organization, there were some schemes and plans which were introduced that were closing of certain industries, asking some industries to shut down or shift from there. And in 2018, water supply and electricity for 200 units were disconnected for operating near the Mithi. This is the year where also an attempt was made. This year, there was an attempt made, that is, I think in 2020, there was an attempt made by the MPCB for asking the housing societies which are living along the river to set up an STP so that it reduces the amount of domestic waste that is dumped into the river directly. So that also should be updated. In 2019, the former state environment minister Ramdas Kadam had planned, which he announced, for building STPs and sewage lines along the river to stop sewage entering into the river. And this plan, they had taken an estimation of 2 years, and the estimated cost was 21 billion rupees. It is even then not possible to reach our objective due to the city's ever increasing population that builds temporary establishments for living, who doesn't have access to the STPs, and create same chaos all over again. Now let's come to the conclusion part. There must be STPs set up in all the industries. STPs should also be upgraded by polishing, installing quaternary treatment units, cleaning up of river on daily basis. Illegal and unplanned settlements and industries up to 50 meters on either sides of the river should be shut or shifted. Provision of decentralizing and segregating the solid waste, proper sewage and sanitation facilities, water network availabilities in some slums are very crucial measures to take to provide an alternative for the people to avoid the dumping. Administration and people's participation is very crucial to improve the quality of river. Now, what administration can do? The administration is aware that the city has a huge population which is ever growing. Such a huge crowd won't think alike or have the same efforts to do at the same time. So the administration should make the rules and regulations in such a way that the citizens should follow those things, and if not done so, strict punishment to be charged on people from which they cannot escape. Only then the people will be united, have the responsibility, or at least out of fear of charges, they end up doing nothing bad to the river. Not only imposing strict laws and rules, but the administration should provide convenient facilities to dispose the trash, as the area belongs to the poor socio-economic background. So the administration can engage with people to help them accordingly take initiatives against the pollution. For this, the administration should work on timely basis and efficiently take the seriousness of the matter in mind. Now, what people can do? This was about the administration, what people can contribute. The citizens that stay along the river are the major source of pollution. Therefore, the people should have the understanding of their actions and educate themselves and others to inculcate good habits that are careful and positive for the river, and it should be given utmost importance. The behavioral change in the community is essential to respect and maintain the river to attain sustainability. The people may even find cleaning up as a source of income, so that there is a circular economy which will only develop and improve their conditions to better along with the river. Done. Thank you, sir.
So let me add a little more in that. Regarding the methodology, Ashwati has not told about that. We are just working on the primary data also. We try to find out the perception of the people about the river, but we couldn't add because of the lack of time. So we had to go for the secondary data, which we took from the government publications as well as the case studies. So this, I think she might have left in that presentation. So I just want to add that one. So our this presentation is basically based on the case studies and the secondary sources. We will be soon working for the primary also, sir. We will be adding that in the same research paper. I have informed already Arun sir regarding that. As a shortage of time, we couldn't do it.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Meera madam. Thank you, Ashwiti madam. So we will go on to the next presentation. We'll take questions and comments at the end of the session. So we'll go on to the next presentation. Next paper is titled Influence of New Tectonics on Channel Evolution of Kameng River, Northeast Himalaya. Presented is Shumon Dev Bormon. I think he's here. So madam, can you please stop sharing your screen?
With the permission of the chair and coordinator, good afternoon to all of you. I have a very small announcement. After this session is over, because probably Shumon is the last speaker of this session. Yes. After this session is over, we have a valedictory session. So all the delegate speaker over here and the resource person over here, you are requested to join the valedictory session at sharp at 3 p.m. This is one thing. Another thing, all the paper presenters are requested to submit their full paper for the publication, probable publication in spring year edited volume. And you please try to submit the paper by 31st of October. Okay. And the paper may be the topic which you have presented over here, or the topic that may be related to the seminar, the sub-themes that has been given in the workshop. Okay, thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please continue.
Yes. So, madam, can you please stop sharing your screen so the next presenter can begin? Right. Thank you. So, Shumon Dev Bormon, I assume you are here. So, please start with your talk. Hello.
Sir, please allow me.
Yes,
to...
now. Yes, now.
Please,
now
please
you can share.
Ahead. Shumon Dev Bormon is currently pursuing he's affiliated with the University of Bardhaman in West Bengal. So Shumon, yes. So you may start. Like, please try to keep within 15 minutes so we can have some time for discussion.
Sir, shall I start the?
Yes. Please just click on the hide option. Okay, the small white window that is there. Please just click on the hide option. Yes, please begin.
Good afternoon, respected chairperson, co-chairperson, and other delegates. Myself, Shumon Dev Bormon. I would like to present our joint paper titled Influence of New Tectonics on Channel Evolution of Kameng River, Northeast Himalaya. Tectonics have a significant role in the process of and forms of a river system by the control on geology and lithology of the substrate upon which river flows. In tectonically active areas where upliftment rates keep pace with the erosion rates, rivers are in a dynamic equilibrium state and constantly tries to catch up with tectonically driven changes. The magnitude, position, and development of drainage basin are controlled by tectonics, which combining with climate and anthropogenic intervention controls the sediment flux of a drainage basin. In Eastern Himalaya is an active tectonic region, which is the where the different network morphology and channel morphology are are imprinted the new tectonics over the basin. Our objective of the study area, that's why we selected the Kameng River basin of Northeast Himalaya. The objective of the study is to trace out the tectonic influence over the Kameng River basin and to relate the tectonic forces with the trajectories of the basin evolution and fluvial dynamics. This is my study area. So Kameng River basin, it's originated from Tawang district of Arunachal Pradesh, and it is confluenced with the Brahmaputra river near Tejpur, and it is followed by 264 km long. And this database and methodology, its work is mainly based on secondary database in the lithological maps by GSI, geological seismotectonic map by GSI, Allos pulsar DEM of radiometric train corrected from Alaska satellite facility, Sentinel-2 of multistructural images, Google Earth images, and earthquake data of GSI and USGS. And from in the study, we are studied 4 morphotectonic indices: hypsometric integral, basin asymmetry factor, revised basin asymmetry factor, and lineament. Result and discussion. In this part, first we discuss about the morphotectonic indices for hypsometric integral, basin asymmetry factor, revised basin asymmetry factor, and lineament channel direction. Hypsometric integral analysis of this coming river basin, it is found that the maximum out of 21 sub-basin, maximum sub-basins are showing in more mature stage of this channel drainage evolution. From this diagram, according to this, the right part of the sub-basins of the coming river basins are more highly hypsometric integral value is high due to there is a very tectonically very sensitive and update is going on as per the different secondary sources as well as field report. And they are also showing a relationship between hypsometric integral and stream ordering. There is no sufficient significant relation is found. Then basin asymmetry analysis. From the basin asymmetry analysis, it is found that the river is mainly tilted in right side of the basin in compared to overall basin factor. And if the out of 21 sub-basins, it is found that 9 sub-basins are tilted in leftward and the remaining 12 sub-basins are tilted in the right side. It is one of the indicators that this area is tectonically totally undressed and the drainage basin also controlled by the tectonic imprints. And from this basin asymmetry analysis, we cannot find out the river is tilted in which direction. That's why we are proposed a revised asymmetry factor analysis, which indicated the river is tilted in which direction. There also a revised overall revised asymmetry factor indicates minus 0.30, which indicates the total basin tilted in the leftward. And the other overall 21 out of 21 sub-basins, there are also one sub-basin, the revised asymmetry factor showing as the same, but there also value is totally inverse. One is for K12, this is positive 0.45, and for K15, they are also a 0.45. According to this revised asymmetry factor, two values are same, but it is in a opposite direction. So this asymmetry factor may help to identify these scholars to which direction rivers also tilt, basin also tilted. And from this GSI to the lineament map, we find out this lineament and channel direction. In the coming river basin, there is mainly 2 types of lineament found. One is structural lineament, another is geometric lineament. In structural lineament, there are also 2 types of lineament found. It's a joint and the fracture and the fault. From this map, it is clearly found that the sub-basins of coming river basin mainly follow the lineament direction with drainage pattern. There we are draw a linear relationship between the geomorphic lineament and bearing of the channel line. And it is found that the R is more higher, which is indicate this.
Shumon, your voice is quite low. Bit louder, please, bit louder. একটু জোরে বল, খুব ভালো শোনা যাচ্ছে।
Sir, may I now audible? It's proper?
Yes. হ্যাঁ, এই পিছে বল, কারণ পিছটা বন্ধ কম ছিল।
From this map, it is found that this within coming river basin, there is 2 types of lineament found. One is the drainage parallel lineament, and another is the tectonic lineament. From this tectonic lineament, there are also two types of lineament found. One is fault and another is join and fracture. This fault mainly thrust fault type as per the GSI reports. And we are trying to find out a correlation between bearing of the channel line and this lineament. From this geomorphic lineament, the R value is 0.9901, which is indicated that the basin is more, basic channel pattern is more correlated with this lineament. And from this tectonic lineament, it is showing that the maximum 0.99 correlation, which indicate this total drainage channel pattern is followed the tectonic lineament. And there also a another thrust fault located there also I will discuss in later. And new tectonic, from this study we can say that it is totally tectonically active, but in scientifically it is found that this river is the basin area is totally unstable. From this GSI data and USGS Earth Explorer earthquake data clearly indicate that this region is totally unrest, and we are found that there are also a magnitude of 0 to 6 for GSI, and the USGS they are also indicate 1950 to 2021 71 years, and there are also 80 events occurred. But in GSI records as per the 1941 to 2014, there are also 126 earthquakes occurred within this river basin. It is very interesting that recently, few months ago, there are also more than 6 magnitude of earthquake occurred in near Tajpur or near Tejpur, just confluence point of Kameng River basin and the Brahmaputra River within 100 kilometers, just recent in work. And then we draw a relationship between this magnitude of earthquake and this year. It is found that day by day the magnitude of this earthquake is low compared to others previous years. And there also relationship between fault and the drainage pattern. From this map, it is clearly found that this area is totally guided by different thrust fault of the Himalayan system. As we know that it is the Kameng River basin is a foreland basin with respect to hinterland of this Eurasian and the Indian tectonic plate. From this different study shows that there are also several thrust fault are located, and this area is totally influenced by this thrust fault effect. In the right side, there are also a map. This is called the Kameng fault. Kameng fault is it is not a thrust fault. It is mainly slightly structural crisscross fault. So this crisscross fault on strongly effect on the Kameng River basin flow. From this B map, it is clearly indicate that the river is constantly moved through this eastward side. It is the clear indication of active fault. And from this different study, there are also four terraces are found, and this study was done by Kumar et al. In 2010. And in this area, there also from previous map, these are northwest corner is more active, and this earthquake magnitude is very higher, because there also Bomdila fault lineament and fault are located. And if we compare to first slide without, it will found that this area upliftment rate is higher compared to left side of the river basin. And this is the tectonic framework. From this tectonic framework, it is clear that this is a tectonic to continental tectonic plate margin area. Upper part is the Eurasian plate and the lower part is Indian plate. And this Kameng River basin imprints a clear indication of this new tectonic structure. And from this map, it is clearly shows that there also a thrust fault, which is called as a TP thrust. And the last fault from the thrust fault, it is Himalayan frontal thrust 1. It is also called as a Nameri thrust. From this map, it is clear that this left side, there also a upliftment. According to their local lithology, it is a synclinal ridge. As per the different GPS study as well as the vessel dating of the river bank, it is found as this area is even now it is uplifted with a rate of some study cleared that 0.3 millimeter per year. And this from this map, it is lower part, it is showing that the river Kameng river is presently called as a Kameng river in Assam, but previously it is called at Bareilly river. From this map, the lower part also, they are also showing a river, a disconnected river. It is called the Mora Bareilly. According to local literature and people's survey, it is found that after the huge earthquake in 1950 of Assam, the river and flood occurred and total river totally shifted. It is also a clear indication for the new tectonic of this area. And finally, it is the concluded that the Kameng river is located in the northeast Himalaya of the one of the tectonic underspot of Indian subcontinent. In this area, it is some model for this plate movement showing that it is yearly some part are located in 5 centimeter movement, some part are located in 2 centimeter movement of this Himalayan frontal thrust area. And the channel over the river system and landscape form significantly carrying a signature of new tectonics from this earth epicenter as well as this upliftment of another study. And the basin and sub-basin are significantly tilted due to new tectonics movement and a number of channel links with oriented along these paths of fault and joints and cracks directly by new tectonics. And the pattern of channel evolution of region directs towards the interest avenue into studying meso and microscale fluvial form using morphotectonics maps. So thank you. It's my last.
Okay, thank you, Shumon. Thank you for your presentation and for keeping within the time. So this concludes all the papers that we had for this session. I will now request the session chair to kindly say a few words on the presentation. Sir. Hello. Hello. So,
Sir Maulik, please unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Yes, sir. Please.
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Oh, sir, we have finished the various papers that are there in this session. There were 4 papers. 3 out of them were presented.
Okay,
so I kindly request you to share your comments and views very briefly on the 3 presentations.
Yeah, of course. So is there any comments from the participants so
sir,
far?
We have not received any. Sir, we have not received any comments from the participants in the chat box, and we may not have that much time for extended question answer session because as the convener has informed, we have a valedictory session shortly. So we just want to hear your comments and maybe I will add some thoughts.
Okay. So first, I would like to thank the participants, Ananta Kumar Ghosh, Meera Ranjit, and others, and Burman, sorry, Suman Dev Burman. So I thank all of you for the nice presentation. And here, one thing I noticed that the presentations mostly were on the physical aspects of the river, although Meera Ranjit has focused on the status of the Methi river regarding pollution and others. Our international webinar theme was river and riverine, changing riverine ecosystem. So I expected that some papers will be on also the aspects of riverine ecosystem services, because the rivers, as we know, basically in southeastern regions, are heavily polluted due to anthropogenic activities, and the ecosystem services provided by the rivers and are declining. So, however, I think all the presentations were nicely presented, except my student Anant Kumar Ghosh, because he was very nervous, I think, and this is his first presentation, and I requested him to present whatever you can. So I think all of the presenters have nicely presented their findings. So I would expect more work on their individual topic. And finally, I would like to thank all the participants and also Dr. Priyanka Patel, session coordinator, and others who have joined our session. So thank you all, and I think see you in the next this kind of webinar organized by the Foundation of the Practicing Geographers, Kolkata. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will definitely take up your suggestions and put in practice.
Thank
you. My thanks to the chairperson. Also, thanks to the organizers. The convener is here, and Dr. Ajnarul Islam, and then Devobrata Mondal for your technical support for this session. And we shall quickly end this session over here. Before going, I'll just say one thing. Thanks to all the presenters. And we hope that you go on with your presentations and these come out as full papers. Right, so I'll end the session over here with the permission of the convener and the chairperson so that we can begin the valedictory session shortly.
Sure. Just a minute. I request all the participants and the delegates and the resource persons who are over this particular session, please don't go away from this particular place. We will be having our valedictory session over here. So please stay back with us. Priyanka, please continue.
Right. So, okay, Ajnarul, I don't have anything more to add, but if we have 1 or 2 more minutes while we are waiting for everyone to join.
Because our valedictory session, another parallel session is going running late a bit. So we will be having our valedictory session at 3:10 p.m. So usually we have 5 to 7 minutes. We can have a discussion. So please continue.
So I would just add 1 or 2 thoughts on the presentations, the 3 presentations that we got. I would request that, or I would expect that whenever we present something in a seminar, that we speak more normally rather than reading from a slide directly. So if that can come into future practice, I think that enables a better mode of presentation. Secondly, I would just say that we had another presentation on the managing the pollution along the Mithi River, and I personally do a lot of work regarding river rejuvenation. We are looking at using live vegetation buffers along rivers for phytoremediation and riverbank protection. So if anyone wants to work with me on that respect, it's always more than welcome. I will always learn. And about the last presentation, I would say that it's an interesting one, but sometimes taking data over a small area without looking into a regional context can lead to some issues. Also, the DEM that you have used, Elos Pulsar DEM, please do remember it is an ellipsoidal DEM and it is not a geoidal DEM. So I hope you have used the EGM.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am processed this ellipsoidal with geoid
okay,
orthometric
so
height also.
Using the EGM 2008 data. If you have done that, then it's all right.
So 1996 with respect to geoid.
1996. So today we have the 2008 geoid as well.
But the Elos Pulsar is sir 1966 ellipsoidal height.
All right. So fine. As long as you have done the changes, then it's okay. And please do go ahead with that. So those were just my thoughts. And over to the organizers. Thank you for letting me sit in on this session.
Arun sir. Sir, please unmute yourself. Please. Actually, sir, our another session that is getting late by 10 minutes because Professor Raut sir has told me that you have allowed him. So that's why he is delivering his lecture right now. So we are running late by 10 minutes to start our valedictory session. In the meantime, sir, you please float any motions over here so that we can discuss for 10 minutes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to all of you.
Aznarul, first of all, many happy returns of the day for you.
Thank you,
I
sir.
wish you a very happy birthday.
Sir,
I was busy, but I was getting the message from different persons. And I was thinking that I should personally communicate to you. But anyhow, God bless you with good health. This is my prayer to him, to the Almighty. And I'm really thankful to little Professor Malik Akram Hussain. Please move your head little up. Yeah.
Sir.
Namaskar. Namaskar to you.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you, sir.
What actually happened that after taking my lunch, I thought there is still 20 minutes to go. And then I fall asleep. He says, my miss is telling me, what happened to you? You don't have a session? I mean, yeah, I completely forgot. So very sorry. I couldn't listen to you. I think kindly excuse me.
That's no problem, sir.
Okay. My thanks to Priyam. After a long time, I'm listening him. I was really wondering whether anything.
Sir, I'm just interrupting you. I'm just. Do you know Priyank Patel, sir?
Yes, yes.
I don't know whether he recognized me or not.
I'm thinking that this is the first time you are.
No. I attended the conference of Foundation of Practicing Geographers, which was held in Anthropological Society, 2009 onwards.
Okay. Please continue, sir.
So it is so nice to see him, and thanks go to Aznarul to bringing Priyam to our platform. I was really thinking that why you have given me time, because all the papers which has been enlisted in this session are very technical in that way. And I belong to the old generation people, you know, sometimes lacks the technicality of different, what you can say, issues which used to be involved, like Priyam or any other person who used rigorous statistical analysis to deal with their problem on which they are talking. But anyhow, I was really willing to listen to one of the paper very, very much. That was the Child Land Changes and Livelihood Strategies in Sriyaganj, Bangladesh. But I missed it. I think, excuse me, Professor Malik Akram Hussain.
Sir. So this was really
I fall asleep anyhow. Another paper, in fact, Meera Ranjit morning spoke to me. She requested me to kindly be present while the paper was being presented. I don't know. Avastha Ravindra Serila, she has presented a paper on Methi River. Methi is a very important river of Bombay. And whatever flooding is causing to the Bombay is mainly due to the fact that we have been channelizing Methi according to our choice. So once a river, if you obstacle the rivers and its natural flow, whenever times permit for her, she used to give you a kickback. And the kickback, every year, the people of Bombay are facing that one. But at the same time, thank you. Good afternoon, Meera.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Sorry, today I couldn't listen to your paper, though you requested me.
It's okay, sir.
Okay.
But I'm very much thankful to you, sir. Because of you only, I did the presentation. In fact, my student has done it. I was not keeping well because yesterday I took the vaccination. So a little bit of health issues are there because of that. So,
But anyhow, I was also trying to present a paper on Methi, Lot of data I had collected while I was staying in Bombay, and especially during the rainy season. But then I missed it anyhow. And another topic came to my mind that I had to speak on, what you can say, pollutions in the Ganga, Ganga, Narmada, and Kaveri. Yesterday I presented my paper. I don't know. Unfortunately, fortunately, no comments came to me, except Professor Malik Akram, who said that was his kindness in that way. But anyhow, after the 13 year of long gap, doing serious type of research, I tried to look river in a different perspective. Perspective from the point of view of a sage of our country, or you can say the munis of our country, or any holy person of our country, who still believe that the Ganga cannot be polluted. She has some inbuilt mechanism by which the, what you can say, pollutants are washed away to a great extent. I was struck with this ideology. I was struck once a long time back when I was listening to Professor Sunil Kumar Munshi of the Center for Studies in Social Sciences, when he was speaking in the same language, being a geographer, a very senior geographer, that is the Ganga is polluted. The scientists, many scientists like us, who are very mature scientists in their way, but some scientists are there who are trying to rigorously analyze the data on the pollution level of the Ganga. And 2 or 3 very personal interviews appeared in a book by Vidisha Banerjee, The Superhuman Ganga. I wonder, many of my friends who have been working on the pollution status of our country, of the way, especially of the rivers, whether they have gone through this book or not.
Sir, I reviewed that book for the Telegraph.
Pardon?
I reviewed that book for the Telegraph.
I couldn't follow you, Priyam. Please, I reviewed that
book for the Telegraph.
Is not working perfectly. Please tell me again.
I reviewed that book for the Telegraph. The review.
Yes, yes, and that paper cutting area. 1 minute. I will bring.
Arun sir, and I'm just requesting you to have a contact with Professor G.K. Panda. Arun sir, please unmute yourself. We cannot hear you. Yes, sir. Sir, in the valedictory session.
1 minute, 1 minute, Nazarul. Aznarul, yeah. 1 minute.
Sure.
I welcome Professor Sati. I could see him now very nicely. The Department of Geography, Mizoram Central University, Aizawl.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Sati, namaskar to you.
Thank you. Namaste, sir. Namaste.
I hope you are keeping well
with
your family members in Aizawl.
Yes.
So, I think there are some time with us. I have been speaking yesterday, and if I request you, if the organizer allow you, why don't you take over from me? I can talk to Priyam later on. I am looking into the paper cuttings which he has reviewed. Quite right. Very, I think, very nicely I have reviewed that book. I'm still having the, what you can say, the paper cutting. In the meantime, I will search for it. I request Aznarul to kindly request Professor Sati to speak something.
Sure, sir. Actually, in the valedictory session is yet to start. Formally, our session coordinator will join, Rituparna madam, and Professor Sujit Mondal, he will be chairing this session.
Everybody has come.
Yeah.
Everybody has come.
Yeah. Another session is parallelly going on. So, sir, please, we are waiting for that. Sir, I am requesting you to call Professor G.K. Panda. Sir has not yet joined. Professor G.K. Panda is a speaker in the valedictory session. Sir, I don't have the contact also.
Morning, I informed Ritu Parna that Professor Panda will not be joining us because his father has fallen seriously ill.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have just joined here. Sir, I have just joined the session. I was going to say that.
Okay, madam. So please, the session is over to you. You please take charge of it and please continue, madam.
Yeah, very good afternoon to everyone. We are at the end of this gracious two-day international webinar organized by Foundation of Practicing Geographers. And we are at the beginning of the valedictory session. The session is being chaired by Shujit sir. Shujit sir Dr. Shujit Mondal from Diamond Harbour Women's University. Shujit sir needs no further introduction because yesterday he has already been introduced. So without wasting much time, I would request Shujit sir to chair the session. And after all the speakers are done with their delightful and very deep, valuable talks, I would request Shujit sir to share his views. So now to begin with, we have Dr. Devendra Kumar Nayak. Dr. Devendra Kumar Nayak is a professor in Department of Geography, Northeast Hill University, Shillong, Meghalaya.
Please, sir, unmute yourself from your end. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Please continue. Coming 15 minutes is all. Coming 15 minutes is all yours, sir.
I don't need so much time because I have very little to say after having listened to so many very informative lectures and talks for the last 2 days, including the inaugural session, etc. There's very little that one can say, but one thing I must appreciate for having chosen this topic, which is not only important, but also highly contemporary. I mean, this today being the World's River Day, and it's only befitting that we are concluding a 2-day session on rivers, a river ecosystem, and the importance of water, none of which can be belittled in any manner. And as geographers, we have been dealing with such issues for a very long period of time. But unfortunately, the concern with rivers has not been going on in a manner that it should have. I find ecologists have taken a much better stance on the river ecosystem and riverine system, unlike the geographers who continue to treat rivers in a very, very limited fashion, looking at their geomorphology at the most. But slowly, in the last few years, we are moving away from a very partial understanding of the rivers and their role in human civilization and human survival, and taking a very right stance slowly to make it more multidisciplinary and looking at them as a holistic issue. And the issue that has come up in the recent years as newly emerging concepts in looking at rivers is not so much how much water they have, how important they are for human lives, because all these things are well known. I don't think we really need to emphasize or re-emphasize those issues, but to look at a river and riverine ecosystems in a manner that should be philosophically different and also technically different. These two issues will be part of my talk today. That most of the times, in the common parlance, we look at many of the environmental parameters, including rivers and water, as useful resources, which means they can be used for human needs. There's no doubt about it. We have to use them, but to what extent and how exactly we can do. And in technical terms, we continue to use them as if they can be manipulated to our needs and greed and whatever that way we would like to use them. It's extremely paradoxical in a country like ours. There are a lot of paradoxes in this country. And if I start talking about it, there'll be no end to it. The most important paradox about rivers is that we get emotional. I was just listening to Professor Singh a while ago, and he was talking about Ganga and how it cannot be polluted and how all that is extremely good to listen to and to feel nice about it. But we are emotional about rivers. But when we are emotional, we do get emotional about rivers. We do talk about rivers in emotional tone, and quite rightly so. Not that we should not be, but consider them, the same very rivers, as nothing more than serving our purpose. I'm emphasizing the word serving our purposes. We think the rivers exist because they have to serve some certain purpose. We think that rivers exist for human beings, just as forests serve an useful purpose, and mountains and seas are resources of wealth sitting to be exploited. This paradigm, this narrative has gone into most of us who continue to believe that they don't have a domain of their own. They don't have an independent existence, and they do not have ecological services which they do play, which need not be seen to be playing, but they have to be realized that how important are they if they continue to play those ecological services which are meaningful to human society in variety of ways. So the dominant paradigm that often finds endorsement from even the enlightened ones is that the rivers which flow freely all the way to their estuaries and deltas do not serve any purpose. And it is not uncommon to hear that so much water is going west into Bay of Bengal or to the Arabian Sea. I mean, this is something which I find people talking in academic circles. I hear in academic discussions, in seminars, conferences, papers after papers which come, they do discuss that. Look, I have heard myself, I am from Shillong, and Cherrapunji is not very far from Shillong, and a lot of work is going on in Cherrapunji, which happens to be one of the rainiest places in the world. And the only thing I hear from most of the discussions around here is that so much water comes. One of the heaviest rains take place in this part of the country. Then what are you doing with that water? Why can't we harness them? Why can't we hold them? Why can't we divert them? Why can't we feed that water to the teeming millions who are, and including the area in which it falls? I mean, the concern is fine. I understand that the concern is to see that water is available to all, that water should be available for development, water should be available for drinking, water should be available for all other purposes, industry, agriculture, or any other such use. But when we say that these waters don't serve any purpose, they're going west, I find it's little less acceptable. I simply can't accept that the rains that are coming, the water that is flowing into the rivers the underground water, they're going west. We must tap them. We must use them, must do as much, we must take as much benefit out of that. It's a technocratic agenda. How much we can really exploit them, the fact is that we are not bothered about the ecological services that they role that's played by ecosystem services, and we continue to believe that something, the water or river or forests or mountains, they just exist for human beings, and they must be utilized to the fullest possible extent without any concern for their own roles in the ecosystem. Many politicians and bureaucrats are at the forefronts of such revelatory statements, and they find it extremely academically enriching because they are the ones who have perhaps found out this big discovery that water is going west. The rivers are unnecessarily carrying so much water, and during monsoon there's a spate, and during the non-monsoon period there's no water in that. So there should be something should be done, and they find that this is a big discovery. So they revel at such revelatory statements, and that's not surprising. I don't find it surprising because they're supposed to do it. I mean, that's their job. But what is more painful is that many of us, like academicians and even some scientists too, make exactly same kind of statements and get claps from the unsuspecting audience for being very practical, pragmatic, and even developmental protagonists. This is true when many of us rarely invoke issues of ecosystem functions, ecosystem services, and livelihoods that rivers and streams provide to communities. It is this dimension which gets buried when we talk about this wasteful water, wasteful trees, wasteful rocks, and their existence is only meaningful for human beings. If they exist, they exist only for human beings, but forgetting that they did exist even before human beings appeared on the Earth's surface. This is not to suggest rivers should be completely left to their pristine glory. They may have to be tapped and the hydrology modified for human use. The question is that of the scale at which we should intervene. Large-scale transformation of river ecosystem in the past century brought dividends to agricultural and industrial development of our country. But we are now paying even a heavier ecological price for achieving this economic growth and development. Evidences are now plenty and are only growing on the negative impacts of barrages or dams on the downstream ecosystem services and livelihoods, including impacts on productivity of the estuaries and the deltas. But nothing changes, only narratives do. Despite increasing evidences to the contrary, from small headwater streams in forest mountains to large rivers, projects for hydropower generation, extraction for industry, towns and cities, and even large-scale interbasin water diversions are going on and are being planned and are being executed. Despite all that negative consequences have been proven, we do not listen to it. I don't know why that when we talk, we become too emotional about it. When we talk so much about rivers and their glory and how important they are, and we have found out the negative consequences of all these that have been our result of researchers in the whole last century, why do we continue with it? Why can't we say no to it? But no, we would still continue to argue in favor of doing the same thing ad nauseam. And add to that is the polluted state of our major rivers. I don't know what Professor Singh was trying to say, and that, but he cut it short about the book. I didn't read. Of course, Priyank should be knowing. He had reviewed that book, that Ganga can clean itself. And that's the kind of statement he was making, that perhaps we do not need to do anything. Is that so? If that is so, then I think it's a dangerous statement we are making. Even small hydropower projects, often hailed as generators of green energy, are not small in their impacts when viewed cumulatively. I mean, there are hundreds and thousands of such small hydropower projects can have an impact which is equivalent to a large project. Moreover, our rainfall
Sir,
regime...
sorry to intervene. A gentle reminder to wind up.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Moreover, our rainfall regimes is also changing very rapidly in complex ways. In fact, being neglected, perhaps deliberately, while celebrating interbasin transfer of water as the panacea for resolving water scarcity in water-poor regions. The entire concept of surplus basins as against deficient basins is flawed, as it smacks of an anthropogenic bias and social construction of the concept. Apart from this philosophical problem, the problem is empirical too. The changing climatic regime and rainfall pattern in the last 30 years do show fundamental changes in the surplus and deficit basins. Some surplus basins trending towards being deficit and vice versa. What a disaster is waiting us to strike if we continue with the diversion of water from one to the other types of basins. So the long-term impacts of the changing ecological services is all too important to be ignored. The role of peak monsoonal flows in sustaining downstream ecosystems and livelihoods, especially the fisheries in deltas, estuaries, and shallow ecosystem, is enormous. These ecosystems depend on sediment, nutrients, and freshwater flows to maintain the unique salinity and geochemistry that underpins their productivity. So I would like to end my talk here with a note that I'm really scared of the continuous and continuing attempt to divert water from one basin to the other, given the climate change and the changes that are taking place very rapidly in the last 30 or 40 years. And there are studies which have been done, very technical studies which have been done, which shows that the formerly surplus basins are becoming deficit and the deficit ones are becoming surplus. Now, where do we go from here? I think we need to ponder over this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for bringing into limelight this alarming situation, and we really need to look after this. Our next speaker is Professor Vishwambhar Prasad Sati. He is a professor in Mizoram University, Department of Geography and Resource Management, Mizoram. Professor Sati?
Yes.
Next 15 minutes is all yours, sir, and please be on time. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. And Honorable Chair, Professor Sujit Mondal, speakers, distinguished delegates. Before going to present my paper, I will go for PPT mode because I made it and will complete within 15 minutes as it is directed. Before that, I would like to, first of all, extend my thanks to Professor Arun Kumar Singh ji that he has invited me to speak something on this closing ceremony. And yesterday, he also invited me to chair a session. The whole session I was there, but at the same time, I could not continue because my laptop was exhaust due to there was no light the whole day in my quarter. So I thank you very much, sir, and I will go for this PowerPoint presentation. Yes, it is. I think it is seen well. Okay, so I will talk a little bit differently today because I am talking something about the cultural and economic importance of the Ganga, and we call it the lifeline of India. And also I agree with the Professor Arun Kumar Singh. When I hear the Ganga, emotionally I feel that nothing can be happened with Ganga because we called it the Mother Ganga. And actually the Ganga is personified as Mother Ganga, the goddesses. And if you go to Gangotri, is also goddesses. It has various names. It is called also Mother Saraswati, Parvati, because they are all interlinked. Even the Yamuna also called sister of Ganga, Mother Ganga. And if you see that, I will just, because this is very, also everybody, we know that the history, the history about the origin of the Ganga, from Bhagirathi to the, also when Lord Vishnu took the incarnation of Brahman, and in his second step, he wanted to measure the sky, and his toy touches the vessel of Brahma, and then Ganga originated. And we have Milky Ways also, Akash Ganga. So we see that there is already Ganga in the heaven, and she wanted to come on the earth. So there are many stories. I will not go for it, but I will show you some pictures about the Ganga, how it is flowing, and what's its economic and cultural, and also some environmental impacts are there along the Ganga, and how we can, what we can do for this, that making Ganga as one of the, Ganga is also national river because the Supreme Court of India has already declared it. And even the High Court of Uttarakhand has declared Ganga and Yamuna as the living legend, as the people they are living. So if you see this graph, so Ganga originates from Gomukh at 4,070 meters. To Ganga Sagar, it is 0 meters. So all the way, if you see Gangotri, Uttarkashi, Devprayag, Haridwar, Prayagraj, Varanasi, this is longitudinal profile of the Ganga. And Ganga actually, when you see the length of the Ganga is 2,525, exactly measured by the Forest Survey of India. And then I will just talk about little bit about the Ganga Basin. If you see, the Ganga Basin is one of the largest river basin in the world. And we have three basins here. One is Brahmaputra, and then one is Barak Meghna, and also the Ganga Basin. And if you see, the Ganga Basin is largest among them. And there are many states, they are fully and partially covered by the Ganga Basin. I will talk about them in my later slides because I have to move also very fast. So because only 15 minutes are there, so I will do like this. So if you see, the Ganga flows through different sections. If you see that there are 5 sections, and the first section is source area to Rishikesh. It is mountainous. Its length is 250, and average slope of land is 1 inch to 67. And mean annual rate of flow is also 850 cubic meter per second. And then other section is Rishikesh to Prayagraj. It is called upper plain. It has 770 kilometer length. The largest length is between Farakka and Prayagraj, which is called the middle plain, and it has 1,500 kilometer length. Then Farakka to Navadvip, that is deltaic non-tidal plain, it is 230 kilometer length. And then Navadvip to Outfall, it is deltaic tidal plain, and it has 240 kilometer length. And so these are the mean annual rate of flow also, because this from Navadvip, it is variable due to the tides, and then also average slope varies from all these different sections of the Ganga. So if we see the percentage of drainage area under the Ganga, it is highest in Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. 34.1% of the total drainage flows between in Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh has 23.1% drainage area. Bihar and Jharkhand has 16.7% drainage area. Rajasthan 13%, West Bengal 8.3%, and then Haryana very small portion, and Himachal also 0.5%, only the part of Uttarakhand, the Tons river flowing from Himachal Pradesh, and it touches very small portion of this because Yamuna river 0.2 that is flowing from Delhi, and Yamuna is also the catchment area of Ganga river. If you see the states, they fall under the Ganga river, it is very clearly shown that fully covered is Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Nepal, Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. And then partially covered Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Bangladesh. Because I want to show something about a holistic picture of the Ganga, I'm not going to deep of it. So if you see the population density along the Ganga is highest in Bihar and West Bengal, where population living along the Ganga is more than 1,000 persons living per square kilometer. Then it is Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, 500 to 1,000 square kilometer persons living, and then it comes to 100 to 50 in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand, and Nepal, Uttarakhand, and Himachal Pradesh. In the Ganga basin, population density is very less. It is less than 200 people living per square kilometer. You see that the cultural places along the Ganga, you will not find this in the whole world also. Many cultural places, they are located along the Ganga. They are the highland pilgrimages and they are the valley pilgrimages. And most of them are situated in Uttarakhand. Many there. And besides along the Ganga river, there are many other cultural places like Mathura in Yamuna. There is Chitrakoot in Mandakini. Also Gaya is Phalgu river. And also Ayodhya is Saryu river. So there are many other cultural places. They are either located in the tributary of the Ganga or along the Ganga basin. If you see in Uttarakhand also, not along the Ganga, but Bageshwar, Jageshwar, they are the very important places. They are located along the tributary of the Ganga river. Therefore, because all these cultural importance of the Ganga, we call it Mother Ganga, and we believe that it has a very different sanctity and different cultural importance. So I will take you some very picturesque landscape of the Ganga between Gomukh and Uttarkasi. These pictures are taken by myself and you can enjoy them. So if you see the river topography, the Ganga between Uttarkasi and Gomukh, so at the point of the Gangotri, the rivers makes many rapids because water level is very less there. And then if it goes down and many perennial rivers, glacial fed perennial rivers, they meet to the Ganga, and then it makes high volume and velocity while we are going down. There is one very biggest landscape that is called the gorge. It is in Bhairong Ghati, formed in Janvi river. Janvi is one of the tributary of the Ganga. And the Bhairong Ghati gorge is about 500 meter, more than 500 meter long, and it is deep about 300 meter. And there are many areas. So on the one hand, you can see there are many gorges between Uttarkasi and Gomukh. And on the other hand, you can see the last picture, third and fourth one, there are very stressed valley the Ganga is making, so beautiful valley. You can see that. And because I'm surrounded by all Devdar trees. So that's why the spiritual sanctity, if you go closer to the Ganga origin or closer to the Himalaya, there is different sanctity of, you will feel the different spell of the Ganga along its courses. These are some places. There is one Gangotri National Park along in the Ganges basin, and it is very beautiful one. Also, you can go through this. You can visit this place from Bhairangati. One road goes to Gangotri, other goes for this Gangotri National Park, and there is another gorge. It is called Lanka. Lanka is also very religious place. I don't want to go for the story of Lanka because all the places have their own story. I'm not going there. And this is Harsil. Harsil is also called Hariprayag. So in the Ganga basin, generally we say that there are 5 or 6 Prayags. But in all total, the name Prayag comes after the place. There are more than 37 Prayags along the Ganga and Ganga basin. So this is Hariprayag, and it has again very different story. So I will not go for this. And here you see that the Ganga is making potholes also in 4th picture. And also there are limestones, the water coming through the limestone, perennial water. And it makes the various topographies in between Uttarkasi and Gomukh. And there are now mushrooming of hydropower projects. That is our concern. And our previous speaker, Professor Nayak, was also talking about that how the hydropower projects are mushrooming. And when I will come to my last slide, then I will talk about how there are ecological imbalances going on along the Ganga due to the hydropower. And in between Uttarkasi and Gomukh, there are 22 small-scale hydropower projects. But Maneri is the largest one, which is constructed in Uttarkasi and Maneri area. So that is definitely giving some problem for us in terms of the ecological changes in the downstream areas. So this is the Gangotri Highland pilgrimages. It is the summer abode of the Mother Ganga or Gangotri. You can see that during winter, I visited there. It was minus 12 degrees centigrade temperature. I stayed for 7 days there. And behind of this second picture, there is Shivlinga, the Shiv peak, and they all have the religious importance. This is Mukhwa or Mukhimat. It is the winter abode of Mother Ganga. So during winter, the Ganga, the idol of Ganga, brought down to Mukhwa. And then during summer, during the pilgrimage season, it goes up to the Gangotri. So landscape also, if you see, there are some villages which are very, very important in terms of, because along the Ganga I'm talking about, this is Sukhi.
Sir, I'm sorry to intervene. So would you please wind up? Thank you.
Okay. So you can see these pictures. There are another one, Bhaskar Prayag is there. This is called Gupt Kasi. Gupt Kasi is called also the Uttar Kasi is also called the Kasi of North. And all the features in Uttar Kasi is as similar the Kasi, Banaras. So if you resemble them, you will find that 5 features that is for which the Kasi is famous, like Uttar Kasi is famous also. And this is also hydropower projects, number of 44 hydropower projects, they are constructed along the Ganga River. This is the Asia's highest dam, 262 meter height, that is called Tehri High Dam. So due to that also there is some ecological problems in downstream. And this you can see the 2 pictures. This is one. This is Ganga flowing after Uttar Kasi, and then during the season, during the time when the dam is filling up, the Ganga is dried up. And another picture is Alangnanda also at Srinagar, because the dam is being filled up, and then water is gone. No water is there. It is drying. So it has the consequences. This is Triveni at Rishikesh, and you can see how it is Rishikesh. So taking holy dip in the Triveni means you will liberate from the cycle of birth and death. But this is all being polluted along the Ganga River. And there are some areas where Ganga is highly polluted. If you see this map, many places, very high pollution level is between Varanasi and Kanpur. So highly polluted Ganga. And in conclusion, I will go for that. The Ganga is the lifeline of the people living in India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. It supports livelihood to about 600 million people in 3 countries. Because of increasing affluent into the Ganga due to the increasing cities, and industries along the Ganga River. Water is highly polluted. The need of the hour is to conserve the Ganga. The industries along the Ganga should be replaced, and the sewage treatment in the cities along the Ganga should be ensured. Mushrooming of hydropower projects is impacting the ecology of the upstream and downstream areas because of the water flow. We need to consider on constructing hydropower projects, and it is duty of all of us to conserve the Ganga. And also hydropower projects consequences you have seen in the February 7 when there was the Rishi Ganga tragedy due to the glacial outburst. And this is one of the book I have written recently, published by Springer, and Professor Arun Kumar Singh knows about this. These are the excerpt from the Ganges, and I stop here. Thank you very much for giving me this time to present some aspect on the Ganga. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Our Ganga in particular and rivers in general are succor to our lives, no wonder. Our next speaker is Professor Jagannath Ramasamy Gowda. He is the Chairman, Department of Geography, Madras University. Professor Gowda.
Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir. Please continue. The coming 15 minutes is all yours, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Please try to stick to
so,
time.
Respected Professor Arun Kumar Singh and coordinators from Pandey, all dignitaries. So, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present about my topic for 15 minutes. So, thank you very much. In today, these 2 days, we are talking so much about riverine ecosystems and how river course changes, what are the human and physical impacts we have. So whatever I have seen for past 2 days, and many people there discussed about the riverine ecosystem, particularly now we had a good presentation from President about the Ganga. Now I'm just trying to give a little bit about riverine flooding. So riverine flooding is a very, very important one. And riverine flooding and management strategy. This is very basic. So we talk so much about riverine ecosystem, human interferences, everything. Lot of things about it. Socioeconomic, physical, all the parameters. Then when you talk about the riverine ecosystems, change course of riverine, the riverine flooding is very important. We have to think about it. And communities susceptible to riverine flooding can more effectively manage their flood risk by combining green infrastructure practices with conserving land in or around the river floodplain. So floodplain management is very important one. And as a geographer, I think we will be able to play a very important role. We have a lot of spatial models. We have a geospatial technology to measure things, to map everything. Dynamically, we can prepare dynamic maps to explain what type of problem we have, those who are living in around riverine ecosystem. So this is a map we try to explain creating riverine flood management plan. So if you see here, so this is the area is an industrial area. So we need to protect from flood. So diversion of spillways would be a good ways to protecting it. So we have a river course, we are going to do it. So spillways are very important one. Another one, if you see this side, so this is land is largely undeveloped due to flood risk. So no flood protection as the cost of defending the minimal property would be disappropriate. Then the third one here, this is the residential area. So area of housing and dredging the river would be an appropriate means for defense. So this is a small riverine ecosystem. You have industry, you have built up area, and you have other areas, how we are going to manage this. And basically, so we have a hard engineering strategy and soft engineering strategy. Just I want to give a very brief idea about it so that I think we will be able to see this, we will be able to do really good research. And hard engineering strategies. So hard engineering strategies are very important. We have to spend more money for this. And this will act as a barrier between the river and adjoining agricultural land use or any other land uses. So these artificial structures normally are used to change or disrupt natural process. So these are things that will be very helpful to protect the people, protect the river from the floods. You see here, examples of hard engineering strategies include artificial embankments, levees, channelization, diversion, spillways, and dredging, etc., etc. So Morning Press Jana explained about the geomorphy features, how embankments plays very important role and other things. So this is the very important strategy to protect from flooding. Another one is hard engineering, is artificial embankments. If you see this picture, these levees, natural levees and artificial levees are very, very important for protecting the river ecosystem from erosion-resistant concrete. They allow more water to flow in river at a greater height, so flood risk is reduced. So this type of hard engineering will be very helpful to protect the riverine ecosystem as well as the community. So building floodplains encourages more development, which can increase the risk of flooding. So if embankments fail or water overtops, then damage can be very severe. So there's a need to have artificial embankments and levees so that we'll be able to protect the riverine ecosystem. Another one under engineering is channelization. So channelization is, you know that it is a straightening and deepening the channel. So this will allow water flow. It will reduce the flood risk. It makes navigation very, very easy. So constant maintenance is needed to stop the riverine reverting to its natural channel. So areas further downstream are at greater risk of flooding because floodwaters reach them more quickly. So hard engineering plays very, very important role. Another one is diversion spillways. You know that the spillways also plays very, very important role. These artificial channels normally divert all the waterways from areas at high risk of flooding, sending it back to the river further downstream. So spillways also playing very, very important role in controlling this thing. And this is an example of the spillway. In this way, we can construct this so that we'll be able to protect adjoining areas. Another strategy is software engineering strategy for controlling the thing. Software engineering is enhancing a riverine natural features, its banks. So to protect them from erosion and other natural hazards. Examples are plantation and river restoration. So these two things are very, very simple and we need not spend more money for this. And dredging also is a very important one. I think most of the places, particularly in urban area, they do this. So these type of things will excavating the sediment at the bottom of the river bed and moving it to a different location so that this dredging also will reduce the risk of flooding. Dredging has to be carried out frequently as sediment is continuously deposited on the riverbed. For example, when we have a northeast monsoon and southeast monsoon, so based on our problem, whether we are in Chennai or where we are in Kolkata, based on the problems we have to use frequently so that we will be able to reduce the risk of the flooding. The another one is software is planting vegetation. Just now I told you. So this is the planting the vegetation along the rivers so that this will reduce the flood, but it will not eliminate it entirely. So this is a very, very important technique. And anywhere we can do it so that this will reduce the flood risk. So this is a good example. So all along the river course, they have planted the vegetation so that that will minimize the damage from the flooding. Then this is river restoration. Rivers that have previously undergone hard engineering can be restored to their original course. Whatever hard engineering they have used, and in addition to that, when we restore the earlier thing, that also will be very helpful. This is sometimes done if the land surrounding the river no longer needs to be protected. So riverine ecosystem is a very important ecosystem because it gives lot of facilities, lot of resources it has. People are depending on that. We can use for agriculture purpose, we can use for fishing, and we can use for everything. So we need to think the importance of riverine system, whether it's an urban area or rural area. So this river restoration also will reduce the risk of flooding, particularly in downstream. Maintenance cost is very low, and villagers, self-help groups in the villages or in town, they can maintain using this. So this is very important. It depends on the area. We can think on whatever things to be done. So riverine restoration is a very simple one. It makes making the river more natural by removing man-made levees and allowing the river to flood naturally. When levees are not important, we can do it. If levees are very important, then we have to construct the levees. So maintenance is very less here, and little maintenance, the river is left in its natural state. The river provides a better habitat for wildlife. What disadvantage we have here when you use river restoration? Local flood risk can increase, especially if nothing is done to prevent major flooding. So hardware and soft engineering both are very important, depending upon the nature of the ecosystem, nature of the riverine ecosystem, whether we are in steep place or whatever place, and with the help of the engineering people, hydrologists, we can think what type of strategy will be very important for our area. So software engineering, in conclusion, defenses use knowledge of the river basin and its processes to try to work with the nature. Land use management is a very important one, because sustainable land use management, we should not convert agricultural land into built up area, or we should not construct riverine ecosystem, any water body into other type of land use or something. So proper sustainable land use management is very important here. Wetland and riverbank conservation, we have to give importance to that. We have a wetland authority of each state, and using wetland authorities, we can conserve the riverbank. Then river restoration, just now I told you, plantation of trees all along the things, then we have to give warning to the people. What will happen? You can ask people what type of hazard you have every year. If you are living in floodplain management and nearby riverine management, they know better than us. We can have an interview, we can have a participatory research. I think morning, some professor explained about the participatory research appraisal. So using participatory appraisal, using the traditional knowledge, we can discuss with the people, so they will get some idea from that. So we can map and we can give very good report and very good suggestion to the local people, so that we'll be able to minimize. So prepared means being prepared. You have to have everything. We have to use our mapping techniques, particularly geospatial technology. We can have a web-based portal for a particular river course. Then we can add it. When you have a river, very heavy rain, what will happen? When you don't have rain, what will happen? Those things, if you are going to give, I think people will be able to utilize and will not be able to face any disaster kind of problems. So they are very cheaper to maintain than built structures. Hard engineering. Flooding is more predictable, reducing the risk of an unexpected disaster. So they can improve opportunities for recreation, such as fishing, etc., 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 and any other tourist kind of things. In conclusion, a river flood, when it exceeds its bank full discharge, then there is a need to have a hard and soft engineering strategies. Flooding can be result both physical and human factors. We have to do very good analysis. We have to assess it. We have to prepare a map. What are the physical variables? What are the human variables are playing a very important role in flooding and other things? How they give a damage to riverine ecosystem. Physical factors include climatic and the drainage basin characters. As a geographer, we will be able to assess what type of climatic conditions are there. We will be able to do morphometry analysis, drainage density, slope analysis, everything for a particular village or a particular drainage basin. Then we will be able to give a sustainable development plan for that particular riverine ecosystem. The effects of flooding are short-term and long-term. Based on that, we will be able to give very good plan. We can prepare a hazard calendar for a particular area if it is related to this. So riverine flood management schemes can aim to prevent flooding or reduce its impact. So conclusion, there are a lot of hardware, software engineering strategies are there. Major hard and software engineering strategy we use, this will allow more water to flow in the river. We will not have a flood, very big flood. We will not get any damage. At the same time, we can maintain the river course perfectly with different types of navigation and other things. So since the riverine ecosystem is very important, and it plays an important role in agriculture, non-agricultural activities, and this will lead to a sustainable development of any particular area. So with this, I conclude that the riverine flood management strategies are very important when we talk about changing river system or any riverine ecosystem. As a geographer, we can play a very important role with the help of geospatial technology, mapping, and etc. etc. So with this, I thank you, Professor Arun Singh and other coordinators for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so very much to be on perfectly on time. And it was a very perspective, analytical, systematic geographer's view on river restoration. Thanks again. Our next speaker is Professor Gopa Shamanto. She's a professor in Department of Geography, Bardhaman University, Bardhaman. Professor Shamanto? Yeah, you are perfectly audible. You are perfectly audible and visible, ma'am.
Yeah,
Next 15 minutes is all yours, ma'am.
Yeah, I hope I'll finish in 15 minutes.
Thank you. Sure.
Yeah, good afternoon, Professor Mondal, chairperson of this valedictory session, and my co-panelists, Professor Nayak, Professor Sati, and Professor Jagannath, and my fellow colleagues who are present here. While preparing my talk for this valedictory, I tried to give it a title also, and my title is Let Us Dance with the River. Thank you very much, Orunda, for inviting me to speak in the valedictory session of this today conference, River and Changing Riverine Ecosystem, and special thanks for finding out our work, Dancing with the River, at the tail end of the preparation of this conference and bringing me in the panel of valedictory. I know that people often do not find our book, but I also do know that this book is still the most cited publication of mine. The entire book is available in ResearchGate as posted by Kuntala D, the first author of this book. And in that book, the title came from the idea of Western dance, where the coordination between two dancers is significantly important for a nice, balanced dance. And we tried to say that riverine people knew how to dance with the river, but with the passage of time, we, the modern human, forgot to dance. And that is why we are here today, facing and discussing problems. By dance, we meant a perfect balance and coordination with the natural rhythm. You may call it an ecosystem or something else. We humans have to understand that natural rhythm of the river for the survival of both us, the people, and the river. So maybe it looks like that I'm continuing the same philosophical underpinning which was raised by Professor Nayak at the beginning of this valedictory session, and I'm going to speak more and more and elaborate more on the same line. We know that we are living in a time when we cannot ignore anymore that we have already left severe footprints on each and every component of natural processes. And in the process of building our human civilization stronger, we have reached at a point of no return. And river is not an exception. I do not believe in the nature-human binary. And I argue that we, the humans, are also nature. If we try to understand the philosophy, the oldest philosophy of India, which is called Sankhya philosophy, and according to that philosophy, other than self, our mind, and our soul, everything belongs to nature, even our body. And this is a matter of a scale. We have evolved through an evolutionary process over a time period of millions of years, and that very process is natural. Our existence dates back to a very limited time scale on this earth, and we really do not know if we are going to survive on a longer run. Probably not, probably yes. It is too early to predict on that line. But as the natural forces which are crucial to our survival of this humanized earth, all are at stake. We, the human, are not part and parcel of this earth. Earth can exist without us, as it existed for quite millions of years. But we cannot exist without nature. And that is the reason we are thinking about environment today or about rivers. The environmental teaching, research, and action have been started for the very selfish reason of our own future, not for the sake of nature at all. Now coming to the river, the core theme of this conference. The river is one of the most crucial elements of nature in respect to the history of human civilization. River remained the source of water and medium for moving from one place to the another since ages. People of even prehistoric period always searched for a river for numerous needs to be fulfilled. Over time, the dependence has increased manifold, and the time has come when we started treating them as resources. That is the beginning of destruction. Narrowing down every natural element of this earth as resources is the very beginning of destruction of natural ecosystem, and so that of the river. Even if we think about ecosystem services and look at the categories we conceived, there is a problem in conceptualization even. The first three categories of ecosystem service are targeted to our interests, regulating services. Just I would like to draw your kind attention to these four categories: regulating services, ecosystem services, provisioning ecosystem services, cultural services. All these categories sounds like management categories, targeted benefit-oriented services for us, the human. And the most important ecosystem service is supporting ecosystem service, which is at the end of the ecosystem services, and which is the most important and I think less prioritized by us. If we think about the river ecosystem, we must consider the river corridors. And three major components are water, mud, and woods. There are many others like living animals or human communities with all the infrastructures built in that corridor and also outside the corridor. We live in floodplain areas, have aggravated the flood situations by our own activities, and we complain of the flood. Long before, in 1962, a British geographer, Robert William Cage, raised a question: why do people live in floodplains? Now we have to continue that academic journey to understand many other questions linked to river ecosystem. I'm not going to give that list, just for as an example, I can just raise two important questions like, why do people live in fragile shores or highly vulnerable riverbank areas? Why do we, the people and the state, destroy rivers? We need to understand, we need to analyze, and we need to get the answers of this question. That is also an important academic activities of today's world. With the passing time, more and more demands on river and its water as our indispensable resources went on increasing. We have started to encroach upon and to modify the rivers to a large extent according to our priority. Be it a big dam for multiple purpose, small dam for hydroelectricity generation in the hilly terrain like we are doing at this moment in the Himalayas, embankment to control flood, or dumping industrial or urban waste, and so on. I'm not increasing the list. We try to ask the rivers to follow our dictates, to behave properly as we want them to. However, the problem lies in the fact that rivers are not meant to follow our dictates. They are to follow nature's guidance. Here starts our academic challenges to prove the following. How to prove that we have made already enormous damage so that homeostatic mechanism doesn't work anymore? How much is the damage and what are the costs of those damages? How long this is going to survive, along with the question of sustainability, of course, and the rate of consumption and the consequent rate of destruction? What is there in the recommendation list at the end of a research paper? Who is going to listen to us? And can you think of a research on river without understanding the national and local political economy? Probably not. If we try to look into the ongoing research by our fellow geographers, it is mostly concentrated in certain grounds, river channel setting, riverbank erosion, embankment breaching, river health, human vulnerability, pollution of river, and sustainable flow of river, nature of sedimentation and its change, sand mining and consequent changes in the river course, and human interference into the river. All these are good, absolutely very contributory to the field of knowledge for our understanding. But what I feel that we do need to think of a holistic approach, which is at the core of our fascinating subject called geography. Can we really think of the riverbank erosion without understanding the situation that river has a natural rhythm of wandering over areas far beyond its bank? Can we think of a river health without considering why do we dump waste into the river? Can we think of an analysis of a river discharge or sediment load at the lower basin without considering the forest cutting in the upper catchment? No, it's not possible. So we should have a very holistic approach to understand the rivers. There is also a tremendous split among geographers in understanding rivers between physical and social perspectives. This is a problematic fix and disciplinary baggage for us, the geographers in general, as is strongly oriented towards a binary, dualistic approach of seeing and analyzing same thing from very two different perspectives and believe they are not interconnected by numerous webs. Riverine civilization is the earliest civilization in the world. How can you think of a river by eliminating people from riverine ecosystem? On the contrary, if a social geographer is studying a river, how can she or he ignore the natural reality of a river? Therefore, we have to rethink and reconsider the way we are observing, interpreting, and analyzing river and riverine ecosystem. River can be best studied by a good team consisting of geomorphologists and social geographers together within the disciplinary boundary of geography, or it can be much better, as Professor Nayak has already suggested, to have a big team of interdisciplinary people to understand river from a very holistic perspective. But that is not my control. At least I can ask the geographers how we can make the gap between the physical and social geographers on and studying rivers. They need to talk to each other, which we hardly do within our disciplinary domain. Finally, it's my pragmatic stand with a few questions again. Who can save the river? Whom the government would be ready to listen to? And as I was listening at the beginning of this session, Orunda was talking about that nobody can pollute Ganga. And this kind of romanticizing is something very, very problematic in our present day challenges. If we take that stance that we cannot pollute Ganga, then we have every right to pollute it. And I would like to raise that issue that, because of the saint in the Himalayas, Swami Gyan Swarup Sanand, and also presently Swami Atmabodhananda, probably already you have heard about their names. They are fasting for a quite long time to stop dam building on the rivers Ganga and its tributaries in the Himalayas. But I don't think that government will listen to them. Government will neither listen to the people who are indigenous in their land, and if they fight over land and the river. If we think we academics can change the situation by writing books and papers, the answer is no and yes. But we can get people and build our network to save rivers by using our own research and developing a selfless platform beside our own selfish benefit of publishing papers. We can act as bias-free, apolitical, non-political opinion leaders to build river network rather than claiming us as river experts. We can expedite that role by your good academic research and writing. Please do try to write for common people in provincial languages so that the other people beyond this academia can also think about the rivers, because river is not only our own domain. There are lots of people, the people who depend on the river. We go, we try to take them as research participants, we come back and we do something on our own. But we have to think about what we are giving back to our research participants who are living with the flood, who are living with the riverbank breaching or embankment breaching or riverbank erosion, etc., etc. So that is my appeal to you all young, energetic fellow colleagues who are engaged in river research. And probably I'm aging quite fast and have started to feel ashamed that I spent so much time, around 10 years, for the field work of this book called Dancing with the River for our research and also people. But anything to save rivers in my life. My all good wishes will always be with you, the young, bright academic community engaged in river research. Thank you once again for giving me the scope to speak on the river, which always flows inside my heart. If people build some unselfish network on rivers, I would love to join you. In my final call to you is, let us dance with the river. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Shamunto. Thank you so much, and thank you especially for being so much precisely on time. And it was your rendering was as mellifluous and as rhythmical and as realistic as the rivers itself. And we need to realize that it's not the time to romanticize with the rivers. It's time to do something more constructive rather than destroying our rivers. Thank you very much, ma'am. Next, we have amongst us our very dear own Professor Arun Kumar Singh to share his secretarial note with us. Sir, the next 15 minutes is all yours, sir. Thank you. So please unmute yourself, sir. Please unmute yourself. Sir, please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Sir, please unmute yourself. Dr. Singh. Yeah, now you're audible. Right. Now you're audible. Now now it's all right. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the time again and again. Let us start with the last statement of Professor Gopal Shaman. We don't need to romanticize the river. If romance is not there in your life, nothing can move, apart from some reservation. If in the Shakespearean drama, if the romance is not there, I don't think the Shakespeare would have been so famous. If romance is not there in our Ramcharitmanas, that Ramcharitmanas would not have been so famous in our Ganga plain or even in India. That's the Sundarkand. Or even in the Mahabharata, the epic, the great epic, if romanticism was not there, what would happen to Draupadi with these 5 husbands? So romance is there. If you lose romance in your life, I think major portion you are missing in your life. So the Indian rivers in the mind of the people of this country has been romanticized to a great extent. And that's why the river has flowed to such a large time and length. It's only after the 1884-85, if somebody goes into the historicity of the river Ganga, then they will come across. It was the first time when we tried to dam or put a barrage or to channelize the water, suck the water from the river Ganga to make our great plains more fertile. More fertile was not the necessary output of the social condition. It was the output of the greedy outlook of the Britishers who came to India. It was also exploited by the Mughals also into that extent. And even Todarmal, who has given us the taxing system or land tax system, he was not in favor of doing this one. But it was Akbar who persisted that we must have a land tax. And that was a major source of income for the Mughal Empire. So please mind these words. River as a source of income and river as a source of romanticism or as a source of holiness completely are 2 different levels. Once you have left the first one, the rivers are in a bad shape, whether it is Kaveri or even it is Narmada. I have explained yesterday in a huge detail, taking into the consideration the mythological, what you can say, stories which have been built around these rivers for hundreds of years, and also the present status of these rivers, why they are. From the very beginning of the existence of our thinking, when we started thinking, the Indian masses started looking into these rivers as a object. Then from the very beginning, they have understood that the whole process or the water system was not only a water system in its natural format as we have defined. What is a river? It is a flow of current and this and this and that. No, they have also taken a note, serious note, that the rivers are also giving various services to the humankind. And in that return, they have asked nothing. Even take the Kaveri, for example, originating from the Kurg district, meandering through Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, draining into the Bay of Bengal, the Kaveri has been the source of what you can say granary to these two states. And what we have done, when we have started losing Kaveri in its eternity, it was only when the industrialization started in the Madras region, firstly, and then it was followed up to Bangalore. Even we are not stopped there. That went up to Mysore also. And I came to know that industrialization is now reaching to Kurg also. So what a fantastic effort which we have put on these rivers. Are the rivers are responsible? Are our thinking in a romantic way is responsible? Or your crude feeling about managing the river is important? Anyhow, I'm not here to speak in that way, in that language, but I was a little pained when I was thinking that as a human geographer, how we look towards river, or a geographer who is having a very modern attitude, like Professor Jagannathan, or even Professor, what you can say, Naik. But when you look at to Professor Sati, he will understand that feeling still persists in the mind of the people of this country. I was trying to refer again and again to a book read by Vidisha Banerjee. And there, a lot of interviews she has given by eminent experts, botanists, algae experts, and all this. And if you are interested, you can read through the book, especially on page number 47, 48, and 49. When a algae experts stating that Ganga has a wonderful capability of cleaning its own pollutants. He is not an ordinary man like me, who doesn't have any engineering degree or what you can say hardcore engineering degree, which will understand the water mechanism, formation of water from a chemical compound. But he is able to say that the river Ganga has an inbuilt capability to, but with a little caution. When, and that is a very important. If the Ganga flows is natural, then only it can be able to sustain. So so he is stating that my scientists, my colleagues in the, what you can say, IIT Kharagpur and IIT Delhi, were not able to understand this facet. When you are talking the whole year data, then this gap is not emerging. So you have to look into particularly the data which are available in between the monsoon season. And when flow is natural, the Ganga is also natural. Why it is so? So the problem lies somewhere else. And the problem lies that you have to allow the river to flow in its own. And there we are missing. Whether it is Damodar, the place which I have grown up, seen so much, and when you even the pre-British period or even the middle British period, if you look at Damodar, the Bajra was going up to Durgapur. But now what is happening to to Damodar? The same time is Son also. We have taken so many canals from River Son. It is in the dying state. Who has understood the fact that even Ma Sharada has spent nearly 1 month of her time improving her health condition on a small place known as Koilwar. I don't know if you have been traveling by train. I don't know whether now many people doesn't travel by train. If you travel from Patna, the main line, towards Mughal Sarai, Koilwar will come. It's a big bridge known as Abdul Bari Bridge. And that is the place where Ma Sharada has spent 1 month improving her health condition when she returned from Jagannath. So that That was the status of our rivers. Who has changed it? It is the mindset of the common people who have living on their banks for thousands of years, or the people who are more modernized in their thinking, or even in the philosophical way. If you think about, the Indian philosophy has never, what you can say, stated that you have to use the water of the rivers in this fashion. It was only the biblical order, or even to some extent, the Islamic order, which has given you this perpetual idea to control all the natural elements for your own benefit. So if you allow me to speak, I will not be stopping, but anyhow, I think 15 minutes time is over. We will be again looking back to the river, and I'm very glad to say that Professor Maidul Islam is here, I think. Yesterday, we have a joint proposal to hold a very serious type of seminar, taking into consideration the the rivers of Bengal, not the political boundary of Bengal, but Bengal in maps, which was originally planned by Professor S.P. Chatterjee. That Bengal we will be talking. And if everything goes on well, and if my age permits, little work has to be done, then I think next year we are going to hold a, what you can say, international joint seminar organized by India and Bangladesh on the river and river system. Thank you very much. What happened? Where? Rituparna has gone.
Yes, I am here.
Sir.
Thank you very much.
Maidul Islam is here.
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Rituparna, if you can give.
Yes, Professor Shamanto, Professor Gopa Shamanto, I'd like to invite you again.
Yeah.
You wanted to speak for a minute.
Yeah.
So please clarify your stance, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm really sad that I couldn't make my point clear to Dr. C. I'm really sad that I couldn't go too fast in that delivering,
Devabrato,
something like
kindly
that.
look into the problem.
I think I by train, and I used to keep myself awake in the middle of the night, just enjoy the river at Farakka, and also the romanticizing river. No, what I said, that if we try to romanticize that Ganga can never be polluted, then taking that point of view, people may take luxury of destroying Ganga to a large extent. So I am clarifying myself that I told that romanticizing the idea, because we all know that there is even in our when we were little children, we used to keep Ganga water in a bottle, and we would try to check that it is not getting polluted, and we have read that it is because of the FAS virus, which is intrinsic to the Ganga river water. So I'm not claiming that Ganga cannot be polluted, that idea, but what I'm trying to say that if we try to romanticize that idea, probably that can backfire on us. We can go on destroying the river. And definitely, yes, as I have already raised the point, that oldest philosophy of India is Sankhya philosophy. And that philosophy is telling us again and again how nature is absolutely important, and we have no right to narrowing down those rivers into just resources. So we have to honor the rivers. We have to honor them as an important natural element, and rivers are just not our resources to exploit. And I have also reservation in this management, so-called management, from our very modern perspective, that is also also very selfish understanding. Sometimes we try to manage, and this management is also sometimes very exclusionary. I hope you will agree with me that when Narmada Bachao Andolan, that was a big fight, and finally the court verdict went on against Narmada Bachao Andolan. So don't you think that that verdict was exclusionary for the downtrodden people whose habitats were destroyed by raising the height of the dam? So I buy that argument, and that is why I'm just trying to provoke our fellow young geographers to think differently and to act differently. I think I'm clear enough now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Shamanto. Thank you, ma'am, for clarifying your viewpoints so vividly and lucidly. Dr. Singh, do you have anything more to say, sir? Or shall I invite chairperson, sir?
Still, I hold my feeling to the very corner of my heart. And if times comes, we will talk on it. No problem. I'm ready to debate with Gopa anytime, any moment.
Yeah,
with my limited, limited knowledge, even on working on the Narmada, we have excellent what you can say experiences.
Yeah, and I ended also that river always flows in my heart.
No. See, river is not very close to my heart. I have never walked on the river as you have done.
Very close to my heart because I walked for long time.
River is the place where I have born and brought up. That's the reason. It is that way. River is very close to me. But scientifically, if you ask, I have not worked like you. I have not worked on the river. I have worked in different aspects of human-nature relationship. That is a very different thing. But only for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been started looking into the rivers because I think that river is now going to be a big political factors. Okay, in our modern democracy. Even if you take about Kaveri, political battles are being fought on the streets of Bangalore and Chennai. So how much water you can take from the river Kaveri? Nobody is thinking for the upkeep of the river. That is the misery. Even Sadhguru, he is only willing to plant trees. That's all. I don't think planting a tree will going to solve the problem of Narmada.
I will send you my little lecture, Orunda. Then we will fight.
Sir. Madam, one minute.
Sure.
I'm finishing it. No problem. Because more time has to be given. I'm here to only to organize all these things so that you can speak in a more better way. Okay. Even Sadhguru's attempt of Narmada Bachao is not working. Why it is not working? Because you are creating more pump and so in that whole system. That is not going to work. You have to be there. Like many of the people who are working for the last 10 years, 20 years to clean the Ganga, clean the Jamuna. Single-efforted person like Shukla, which Vidisha has referred very nicely. Try to take their view in your mind and you will be able to understand. I was really, what you can say, sorry for myself. Such a long time, 30 years of my service in the Anthropological Survey of India, and I have not looked these rivers from ecological perspective. I was looking more because, the anthropologists are romanticizing the tribal population of our country. This is the big blame which more other groups of people are putting on the anthropologists.
No, I don't agree with that argument.
Okay. So anyhow, I won't take much of the time. I think Professor Rath has come. Dr. Rath,
yes,
are
sir.
you listening? Oh, yes. So if we should give more time to the speakers from other places. He's from Goa. Let us listen to him. Okay. And Professor Gopa Samanto, please keep your reservation. Please keep your, what you can say, argument for the next session, for the next seminar, which we will be organizing. You have to fight very hard in that seminar because the Bangladesh people are up against you because you have been taking the water of Ganga and Tista to a greater extent. and the whole people are suffering. That is a very strong feeling, general feeling among the people of Bangladesh. Okay. So let us see.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, are we inviting Professor Rath now?
Why don't, if you have time, what you are going to do? It is still not 5 o'clock.
No, sir, we have to take viewpoints of our chairperson, sir, also, and vote of thanks. Okay,
yes,
we can have 5 minutes.
There.
Yeah,
why
we can have 5 minutes to
was
listen to Professor Rath.
So hard on the time factor.
No, sir, we can take 5 to 7 minutes time for Professor.
The moment we are talking, it's 1-2 minutes have gone.
Exactly.
Ritupurna, you please invite Professor Rath. Okay.
Yeah, Professor Rath.
Good evening
Yes,
to
sir,
every one of
continue.
you. I am very delighted this honor has been bestowed on me to speak 2-3 minutes on this broad topic. As Professor Singh was saying, as Professor Gopal Samanta, our very old friend, maybe she may not be remembering, 23, 24 years back we are together.
I remember. I remember in Hyderabad.
Yes, thank you very much.
I remember in Hyderabad workshop. I remember.
Yes, very nice deliberations have happened over the last 2 days. Many eminent speakers have spoken. Very deeply researched topic has been presented, and everybody has benefited. And Professor Sati, he is a deep worker in Uttarakhand rivers, and he is a widely traveled person, and he has shared his experiences. He has compiled books on the river Ganga. So, as Professor Samanta was saying, instead of making only an emotional issue, we need to have scientific basis for the research on the rivers, and science, ecology, ethics, morality, and our mythology. If all these things are synchronized together, we will have the beautiful outcome. And towards that direction, our geographers, anthropologists, biologists, and hydrogeologists, we all can come together and contribute to the safe health of the rivers, which is providing us all the benefits. And today my small presentation was on economic benefit. It was touching only one aspect. So like that, there are so many aspects of the rivers, and we must respect the rivers as our ancient civilization grew from there. Thank you very much. This is the only humble submission from my side. Thank you very much.
Well, Ritupurna, where you have gone?
Sir, I'm here only. I have to unmute myself, sir.
Yes. Professor Rath has completed his deliberation.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for being so precise and so very poignant in your views. Now, I would like to invite our chairperson, sir, to share his precious and valuable viewpoints within a couple of minutes about the whole session and about the theme related to our theme of the conference, this two-day international webinar.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ritupurna.
Dr.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to pay my sincere thanks and gratitude to Dr. Arun Kumar Singh for opting me as a chairperson of the valedictory sessions of today international webinar on river and changing riverine ecosystems. So, in these very technical, in valedictory sessions, 5 lectures have been presented by Professor Devendra Kumar Nayak, Professor Vishwambar Prasad Sati, Professor Jagannath Ramaswamy Gowda, Professor Gopal Samanto, and Professor Roth. And they shared their beautiful thoughts in regard to rivers and changing riverine ecosystems. And I think, so long as my knowledge is concerned, foundation of practicing geographer is one of the most important and biggest academic platform, not only in India, but also at international levels. And these very organizations, Foundation of Practicing Geographers, are working a lot in their academic fields. It organizes various seminars, webinars, for conferences. It publishes journals. It publishes books. And a lot of people, basically scientists, researchers, students, got benefited from this organization, Foundation of Practicing Geographers. So under the supervision of Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, this very academic body, Foundation of Practicing Geographers, running well. And I think in near future, in future, various academic activities will be organized under the supervision of Dr. Arun Kumar Singh. And I wish every success of this organization, Foundation of Practicing Geographers. And we all know that in 2-day international webinar, in various technical sessions, so many academic papers presented by renowned academicians, research scholars, students, and teachers, and various aspects in regard to river and changing riverine ecosystems were being explored. And I think new ideas and methodologies came out to manage riverine ecosystems. And we all know that in the last few decades ever increasing growth rate of human populations, industrializations, and urbanization process have led to climate change phenomena and habitat destructions. So it is also well known to all that climate change phenomena, land degradations, resource depletions, and what I say, as well as construction of engineering structures along the rivers, basically large dams across the rivers all over the world, putting enormous threat to riverine ecosystems. And what I say, ecosystem services to the people, to the society, and to the community are going to be reduced a lot as a result of the what I say climate change, and what I say the number of meteorological hazards, hydromorphological hazards, and sea level rise, flood events, and what I say ecosystem vulnerability. Land degradations due to urbanization, deforestations, industrializations, and changes at basin scale hydrogeomorphological impulses, reducing what I say the quality of the river water, as well as deteriorating the river health. Not only that, it also depleting the groundwater level and reducing the water quality a lot. Not only that, construction of large dams not only putting enormous impacts on downstream and upstream fluvial geomorphology, but also putting enormous threat to riparian ecosystems. Oh, so we also know that large scale industrial activities, as well as large scale urbanization processes all over the India, Eastern India, Western India, and Southern India, as well as Northern India, basically closely connected with river waters. And due to these very activities, large scale industrial activities, what I say, expansion of urbanized area, we are depleting the water resources, and creating water scarcity and causing the loss of vegetations, loss of ecosystem services at basin scales. Alarming fact is that technologically we have become much more developed, but we cannot manage water at all. Say, for example, surface water, river water, oceanic water, groundwater, etc. During rainy seasons, we get much water, but we could not manage it. During dry period, what I say, there is a little amount of water, but we could not manage these very situations. We could not manage the poor quality of water, pollutant which is caused due to industrial activities, industrial expansions. Not only that, as a result of the encroachment of the rivers, as a result of the encroachment of the the water bodies, we put enormous threat in the riverine ecosystems or any kind of land ecosystems. And wetland ecosystems, we are damaging a lot day by day. In India, there are 25 river basins, and all these river basins are under threat in the name of growing populations and increasing water demand, growing intensity of human settlement along the both sides of the rivers, increasing water pollutions, high seasonal variations of the rainfall at basin scales, and extreme weather events, basically floods and droughts, transboundary water issues, and fragmented management systems at every basin scale. So, for if you consider, everyone is considering the river basin Ganga, we can identify three most important stages: upper stages, middle stages, and lower stages. All the stages are under threat and facing various challenges. Basically, upper stages facing disruption of natural flow due to several hydroelectric power projects, deforestations, a lot of native medicinal and herbal plants, highly sensitive and fragile ecosystems, high inflow of tourists, and retreating glaciers. All these challenges are going to be faced by upper stages of the river Ganga. In the middle stages, large number of industrial states, large number of towns and cities, putting enormous threat in these very stages, and putting enormous large scale challenges, basically huge quantity in the name of in the form of quantities of water abstractions, high degree of pollutant loads, and a cluster of tanneries at various locations, etc., etc. In the lower course, encroachment of the rivers and a frequent intensity of floods and droughts, large point and non-point sources of pollutions, international disputes on flow, and interventions. So what should be done? Integrated river basin management actually should be taken into account. At basin scales, various hydrological, geomorphological, and ecological parameters should be taken into account at basin scales for providing ecosystem services to the people, to the common people living at basin scales. And for that reasons, collections of the various physiographic data, collections of the hydrological data, collection of the socioeconomic data, administrative data should be taken into account, and its proper distributions and mapping should be taken into account for planning and management. And I think very scientifically and very methodically, foundations of practicing geographers are doing these very activities. And in the last 2 days, in regard to the management of water, various hydrological data, physiographic data, and various ecological perspective of the rivers and of the river basins have been discussed and analysis. And I must congratulate the Foundation of Practicing Geographers. They are working well in regard to various activities, in regard to management of the river basin, in regard to management of the environment, in doing in regard to the basin level of integrated water resource management. So I think Foundation of Practicing Geographers will organize this kind of academic program in futures, and show that large number of scientists, large number of people can be benefited a lot. So thank you, lot. Once again, I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Arun Kumar Singh. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Chairperson, sir. Thank you for sharing your systematic, intense viewpoints, and it shows the deep insight of your deep insight with the things you have taken into consideration. Now, I would like to invite our convener, sir, to speak for a minute or two before I invite Dr. Shumit Mukherjee to declare the vote of thanks. So, Aznarul, sir, a convener, sir.
Rituparna.
Yes, sir.
1 second.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Yes,
you allow me to have 1 second?
Sure, sir. Sure.
I don't have any words to congratulate Professor Sujit Mon. In fact, he is the person who has drawn my little bit of attention toward the river and understanding of the river problems when he organized a seminar in which I was also present. What was the year, sir? 2000?
No, sir, 2016.
2016. And that was the first time when I met my Bangladesh friends. I think all credit goes to him.
Oh, yes.
And
yes, I was there. Thank you.
Professor Saidul Islam is here.
Professor Saidul
I met him in that seminar, and we had a very good relation afterwards. And I started keeping my relation with the Bangladesh faculty members till now, and I hope that I will be able to keep a good relation with the Bangladesh.
Yes.
Yeah, pardon?
Saidul sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Sir, we couldn't hear you.
Another thing, another very, what you can say, not a personal appeal, but a societal appeal to Professor Sujit Mondal, that the foundation of practicing geographer is what you can say in little bit of crisis, because our great United UGC University Grant Commission has delisted our journal. So I think even if you are the first person who has recommended the journal, and we had nearly for 3 years under the list of UGC. 2018, it is again delisted. So I will request you, or with my folded hand, that use your good offices as a head of the Department of Geography, Women's University at Diamond Harbour, and also I came to know that you have become a Dean of the Faculty of Science.
Yes, sir.
So please see something that with your help, cooperation, blessing, practicing geographers again comes under the UGC care list. That is very important, because from West Bengal, I came to know that except Professor Ashish Sarkar, it is not under the UGC care list, but still he is managing to publish it. But we don't have, we are a very poor organization with very little bit of resources under our control. So if we don't get any paper from our young scientists, young geographers, it will be very difficult to publish the journal. And without publishing the journal, I think the whole idea of doing research is to some extent curtailed to a great extent. So I will, through this platform, I will request all the professors and heads that please look into the problem of practicing geographer. For the last 26 years, we have been publishing not only papers from India, but also from Bangladesh and Nepal, and also from Sri Lanka. I think it is the only journal in our country which has been publishing articles from all the SAARC countries also. We had a special issue on SAARC. We have a special issue on Mother Teresa, the geographer. I think all of you must be knowing. She was a teacher of geography. And we have a special issue on Rabindranath also, taking into consideration his ideas about natural environment. So I again request, I don't know how much year is still there in my hand. It's all depends upon the Almighty up. So before I proceed up, I want to see that practicing geographer again comes under the UGC list. And it will only happen when all of you take a little bit of personal interest. Thank you. Don't take it otherwise, my appeal to all of you. Okay, thank you very much.
Sir, I will talk to you later, okay?
Okay.
Regarding this very issue, I will talk to you, okay?
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you. But keep it in your mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, sir, and thank you, Chairperson, sir. And I'd like to invite our convener, sir, to speak a couple of words.
Very good afternoon. I will be very short. I will be taking only 1 or 2 minutes to express 2 or 3 points over here. First, I will acknowledge the kind cooperation and help from all of you. You have accepted our invitation without any kind of reservation and limitations within a very short span of time. Dr. Mukherjee will put a vote of thanks regarding this. Second point, please accept my sincere apology if anything went wrong during this 2 days webinar. And third one, on behalf of the webinar organizing committee, being the convener, I, Dr. Ajnarul Islam, would like to draw your kind attention to the submission of the full papers. Some of the distinguished speakers and delegate speakers, they have submitted the full papers already. Dr. Singh has already aired the concern regarding the publication in a journal issue. Still, whenever the paper will reach to us, we will be publishing it in a edited volume, just like the previous years. And this year we are planning to publish it with Spinjar publication, and we have done our preliminary works. So I request with my folded hand to all of you that please submit your full papers with your co-authors so that we can publish it on time. And the deadline is 31st of December. So please take a note of it and encourage your young fellow research scholars to contribute the full paper within that this time span, so that we can do it at the earliest. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. I request Rituparna Madam to continue. Now the session is over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, convener sir. We are at the fag end of the session of this 2 days wonderful August event. And now I would like to invite Dr. Shumit Mukherjee, our very own in-house person, the seminar technical director, and he is a research associate, former research associate from Anthropological Survey of India, to deliver his valuable and precious vote of thanks.
Rituparna, one photograph is coming of Madam Nikat Banu. Does she want to speak something? See, the photograph is there on the screen. Madam Nikat Banu. Nikat Banu. No, you are not able to see.
No, sir. Actually, she has not mentioned anything in the chat box. So,
but her photograph from yesterday only, I am watching her photograph. Anyhow, please proceed.
Sir, I think it's time to have a closure. So I would like to invite Dr. Shumit Mukherjee to give his valuable vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Nothing is closer in this world.
Closure is a new beginning.
Every system is open system.
Closure is a new beginning. And we are looking forward to the next year. And preferably on actual platform, not on virtual platform.
Okay, that's right.
Fine.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the note that it will continue, it's not the closer. So we have reached final minutes of this 2 days webinar. And now it is my duty to propose a vote of thanks. So good afternoon to one and all present here, Honorable Chairperson, Professor Mandal, and all the esteemed speakers of this session. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all dignitaries and participants of the webinar. On behalf of the Foundation of Practicing Geographers, I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and contributions to make the today's webinar a great success. Okay, before starting the formal Thanksgiving, let me take the opportunity to mention, which is already briefly mentioned by Professor Nayak here, that the great coincidence that this concluding day of our webinar is being celebrated as the World Rivers Day. It was briefly, in fact, started with the awareness campaign launched by UN, United Nations, called Water for Life back in 2005, and later on it was changed and accepted as the World's River Day. So what a coincidence for our webinar. Okay, then at first I extend my gratitude.
Sumit Babu, you thank Professor Nag for reminding us.
I'll continue. I'm continuing. Just wait. At the first, I extend my gratitude to Professor Kalyan Rudra, Chairman Pollution Control Board, West Bengal, for his thought-provoking inaugural address, and Professor Sanat Kumar Guchai, Department of Geography, Bardhaman University, for presenting the keynote address in the inaugural session and setting an appropriate rhythm for the theme of the webinar. thank is also due to for Dr. Uttiyo Chattopadhyay, Department of Geography, Vishwabharati University, for his melodious opening song. Then at first, then my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Emeritus G.K. Panda, although he is absent today. Then Geography, Nehu, and
Devobruto, kindly see the voice is not coming.
Please unmute yourself. Sumit sir, please unmute yourself from your end.
It was unmuted by automatically.
Yes, now you are audible. Yes.
Audible? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I was mentioning the speakers of this valedictory session were Professor D.K. Nayak, Professor Vishwambar Prasad Sati, Jagannath Ramaswamy Gowda, Professor of Madras University, Professor Gopa Samanto, and Professor Ratha, all shared their views. And then I express my special thanks to the honorable overseas delegates, Professor M. Saadul Islam, Professor Mujibur Rahman, Professor Dilip Kumar Datta, Dr. Abu Reza, Muhammad Tafiqul Islam, and Malik Akram Hussain from neighboring Bangladesh, and Dr. Ghislaine Jangmo from University of Marwa, Cameroon, Africa, for spending their valuable time with us. Then our foundation is especially grateful to the eminent professors who chaired all these 8 technical sessions and also the session coordinators. I must thank the organizing team and volunteers for working hard for the past few days to make this webinar successful in this pandemic situation. Particularly, I congratulate the convener, Dr. Ajnarul Islam, joint conveners, Dr. Abhinav Gopadhyay and Dr. Ayan Dasgupta for their active participation. And yes, I take the opportunity to wish a very happy birthday to dear Ajnarul. Finally, saluting the seminar think tank headed by ever-active Dr. Arun Kumar Singh. The tremendous efforts given by the digital desk by Sri Devabrata Mandal and his team in the background is highly appreciated. Thank you everyone once again for making it a great success, including those I haven't mentioned by names. Looking forward for your continuous support for the success of our future program as well. So please think nature and keep well. That's all. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have called a curtain to this event, to this 2-day international event. And with permission of our Secretary, sir, Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, I would like to call a actual virtual closure for today, as of now. With your permission, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. It was very nice and your coordination was too good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, all of you.
And
thank you for giving me a chance.
Well organized webinar.
Without thank you, without sweets.
So next year in the actual platform.
Yes, madam.
So shall we fix a date according to Ajnarul Islam's birthday date?
Yeah, belated birthday. And the treat is on Ajnarul then.
Virtual suite, no issue.
No, Ajnarul, we are going to meet. We are going to meet actually, and the treat is on you.
Madam. Okay, sure.
Now the webinar is closed.
Yeah.
So we can have some little bit of light moments if time permits. First of all, I would like to thank Rituparna and Shotrupa.
My pleasure, sir.
So they have done a wonderful
Dr.
job.
Anjarul, Dr. Anjarul,
Yes, sir.
congratulations. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you,
birthday.
Ajnarul.
Thank you,
Happy
sir.
birthday
Happy
to
birthday.
dear Azrarul.
Happy birthday.
Then again, some words to Aznarul also. I mooted this idea of holding a international webinar on River and Riverine ecosystem, and he very readily and spontaneously agreed to do the job. And the result, I think you might have noticed in this 2 days seminar, a tremendous effort he has put. So from behalf of the, what you can say, all the life members of the Foundation of Practicing Geographer, and on behalf of the managing committee of the Foundation of Practicing Geographer, and on behalf of the organizing committee of this webinar, international webinar, I thanks Dr. Razanul Islam very much. And I pray that he must be very, very active, because as we are going to hold, we have given a promise in this webinar that we will be holding a joint Indo-Bangladesh webinar on the rivers of Bengal. So let us see if it materializes. We can go ahead. I will talk to Professor Saidul Islam in more details, and we will work on it. Our next managing committee meeting is on 3rd. We can discuss this project of holding a joint Indo-Bangladesh webinar on Bengal, on rivers of Bengal, as a undivided Bengal where there is no political boundary. ছড়িয়ে দাও কাঁটা তারকে, ভেঙে দাও কাঁটা তারকে, কিন্তু জানি না ওটা ভাঙা যাবে কিনা. We have been thinking along of breaking this boundary. If the Berlin Wall can be demolished, why not this wall can be demolished?
Thank you very much. আমি তো গতকালকে আপনার থেকে আইডিয়াটা শোনার পরে তাৎক্ষণিকভাবে বলেছি it would be a pleasure for us. আমরা যদিও আমাদের পলিটিক্যাল বাউন্ডারি আছে, এটা তো বাস্তবতা, এটা মেনে নিতে হবে, কিন্তু আমরা এটাকে একটা জিও হাইড্রোইকোলজিক্যাল একটা ইউনিক কনটেক্সটে একটা ইউনিক ইকোলজি হিসেবে বা রিজিম হিসেবে এটার সায়েন্স, এটার ইমোশন সবকিছুকে আমাদেরকে একটা ইন্টিগ্রেটেড ওয়েতে দেখা ভালো। এবং দুই বাংলা যদি একসাথে
রিভার্স আর আর ইমোশনস, রিভার্স আর আর ইমোশনস, সেখানে কোনো বাউন্ডারি নেই।
Yes. And the boundary is basically on physical world, but on psychological world there should be no boundary.
Exactly. And Azrarul has, on a lighter note, Azrarul has another important task to do. Very shortly, he has to arrange a party. He's going to cut a cake, a strawberry cake, and we are all going to gather.
Really.
Ajnarul, party is due from your end.
Dr. Sujit Mandal, good evening.
How are you, sir?
I think Professor Sadul Islam has not completed. One minute. Professor Sadul Islam has not completed. He has to say something. Please, sir. Professor Sadul Islam.
সেটাই বললাম, আপনার এই আইডিয়াটা যদি ম্যাটেরিয়ালাইজ হওয়ার পথে, মানে আমরা ঢাকা ইউনিভার্সিটি জিওগ্রাফি এন্ড এনভায়রনমেন্ট ডিপার্টমেন্ট থেকে আপনার সাথে কোলাবোরেটলি এই যে জয়েন্ট প্রোগ্রাম করতে চাচ্ছেন, তো বাংলাদেশ পার্ট উই ক্যান রিপ্রেজেন্ট ফ্রম আওয়ার ডিপার্টমেন্ট. We could be one of the partner to organize that webinar or seminar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think it will be a great pleasure for Foundation of Practicing Geographer to collaborate with you. And আপনাদের স্যার কোলাবোরেশন আমার চাই না, আপনাদের ভালোবাসা চাই। যদি ভালোবাসা আমি করতে পারবো।
That already be tight, that already be done. এটা অলরেডি হয়ে গেছে, এক ভাষায় একসাথে একই সুরে কথা বলছে। আপনি যে গান গাচ্ছেন আমি বুঝতে পারছি, আর আমি যে কথা বলছেন আপনি সেটা বুঝতে পারছেন। Belongs to the same everything.
কালকে সবথেকে ভালো লাগলো আপনার কথা কি, let us have a people to people contact, of geographers to geographer contact, and let us see the problem, whether we can find any solution to these problems or not, because both the people of
that I believe
they are cultural unit.
That I believe from
sir, bolun.
And that I believe from my heart, that I am saying.
So আশা করি Ajnarul, I think again the burden will be on you.
Sir, today is Professor Saidul Islam sir is also birthday. Sir.
Okay. So
okay. So we have 2 birthday kids. So for the next party, are we supposed to fly to Bangladesh?
Professor Saidul Islam sir's birthday is also today.
So are we supposed to fly to Bangladesh now?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Always. Bangladesh invitation is already there. No problem for that.
বাংলাদেশে গিয়ে কেক কাটা হবে না, পদ্মার ইলিশ খাওয়া হবে।
And we should congratulate the government of Bangladesh, the people of Bangladesh, to at last giving us 2,500 tons of ilish mach. Today I have brought it. Yesterday I was talking to Professor Malik Akram Hussain that tomorrow if I go to the market, I will sure. And the fishwala told me, sir, this is a ilish from Bangladesh. So I purchased it and we have a nice fish today. Bhafa ilish.
And you know the ilish of Bangladesh nowadays becoming bigger and bigger because of the some kind of protection action taken by the government. So আমরা আগে থেকে অনেক বড় ইলিশ পাচ্ছি এবং আপনাদের ইলিশের দাওয়াত রইল আর কি।
আমাদের এখানে সেটা পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না। বাংলাদেশেই এত বড় হচ্ছে ইলিশ, দারুণ একটা ব্যবস্থা নেওয়া হয়েছে।
They have been researching on it, সুমিত বাবু।
হ্যাঁ, আমরা 1 মাস পর্যন্ত ইলিশ ধরা বন্ধ রাখি, ওই একটা মাস খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট।
এখানেও আইনটা আছে, কিন্তু আইনটা মানছে খুব কম বা মানানো হচ্ছে।
কালকে একটা পেপারে, ইনফ্যাক্ট কালকে আমার সেশনে একটা পেপারে মোস্ট প্রবাবলি আকরাম স্যার বলছিলেন ওটা, যে খানিকটা পিরিয়ড অফ করে সব রকম অ্যাক্টিভিটিস অফ করে দেওয়া, আর রিভার্সকে লিগ্যাল এন্টিটি দেওয়া হচ্ছে রিভার্স।
আচ্ছা, আমার মনে হয় 5 মিনিট, আচ্ছা 5 মিনিট প্রফেসর সাইদুল ইসলামকে একটু বলতে দেওয়া হোক, উনি বলুন।
আমি খুব একটা বলতে পারবো না, এই জন্য অফিস থেকে বাসায় পিছনে বসে কথা বলছি। শোনা যাচ্ছে কিনা আমি জানি না, মাঝে মধ্যে
শোনা যাচ্ছে।
গাড়ি থেকে কথা বলছে। আমি আসলে এনজয় করেছি খুব ভেরি মাচ এই সেশনটাকে, এবং আমার মনে হয় এই সেশনটা আমাদেরকে সায়েন্টিফিক্যালি অ্যাজ ওয়েল অ্যাজ কালচারালি আমাদের আরো কাছে এনে দিয়েছে। কালচারাল বন্ড তো অলওয়েজ আছে, আওয়ার লিটারেচার, আওয়ার সং, আওয়ার বিলিভ, এভরিথিং ইজ দ্য সেম। এবং এই সায়েন্টিফিক ইনফরমেশন যে লেনদেন হচ্ছে, সরি আই এম স্পিকিং ইন বেঙ্গলি, তাতে এটা আমাদের একটা ওয়ান স্টেপ ফরওয়ার্ড। এবং আমরা যদি একটা জয়েন্ট ভেঞ্চার একটা সেমিনার বা ওয়েবিনার করতে পারি, তাহলে এটা আমাদেরকে আরো কাছাকাছি এনে দেবে। এটা আর ঘটনা চক্রে যেহেতু ডিসক্লোজ হয়ে গেল যে ওদিকে আনজারুল, এদিকে আমি, দুজনেরই আবার একই দিনে জন্মদিন, এটা একটা
ইসলামস বার্থডে,
আমাকে আবার স্বপ্রণোদিত হয়ে আবার একটা জিনিস ডিক্লেয়ার করতে হচ্ছে, আমি আজকে আমার বার্থডে যেন তো 60th বার্থডে, সুতরাং আমি একেবারে বৃদ্ধদের দলে চলে গেলাম আজকে থেকে।
Happy birthday, sir. Happy returns of the day. Sir, by age it's 60, but by appearance and by psychological appearance, you are not at all 60.
আপনারা প্রার্থনা করবেন যেন ভালোভাবে যে কদিন বাঁচি কাজ করতে পারি।
রাইট।
আমরা পরের বছর এই ডেতে আমরা ঢাকাতে সেলিব্রেট করছি অ্যাকচুয়াল সেমিনারটা, আর উইথ বার্থডে সেলিব্রেশনস অলসো।
আমার মনে হচ্ছে it will be more than expectation, এবং we'll love to do that. It will be a great pleasure for me. সুজিত মন্ডল আমাদের এখানে এসেছিলেন,
আমি গেছিলাম স্যারের ডিপার্টমেন্টে। আমি স্যারের ডিপার্টমেন্টে গেছিলাম, ডিপার্টমেন্টে অত্যন্ত সুন্দর, বিশাল, বেশ বড় ডিপার্টমেন্ট।
কোথায় দেখা যাক, ভিজিবল হন, ভিজিবল হচ্ছে না যে
বড় ডিপার্টমেন্ট, স্যারের ওখানে গেছিলাম, খুব ভালো এক্সপেরিয়েন্স হয়েছে। স্টুডেন্টদের সাথেও আমি একটু মিট করেছিলাম, স্পেশালি জিওমরফোলজি স্টুডেন্টস, ফিজিক্যাল স্টুডেন্টসদের সাথে, ডিপার্টমেন্টের হেডের সাথেও আমার মিট হয়েছিল। খুব ভালো একটা এক্সপেরিয়েন্স হয়েছে।
আমার একটা অভিজ্ঞতা আছে, রাজশাহী ইউনিভার্সিটিতে গিয়েছিলাম, ওখানে একটা ন্যাশনাল জিওগ্রাফিক সোসাইটি আছে, তারা কল করেছিল তাদের একটা ইন্টারন্যাশনাল সেমিনারে, এবং সেখানে লাকিলি আমার সঙ্গে কল্যাণদা ছিলেন, কল্যাণ রুদ্র। আমি কল্যাণ রুদ্র ওখানকার কয়েকজন প্রফেসর মিলে ওখানকার নদী ভাঙন দেখতে যাই। এবং এই নদী ইস্যু নিয়েই, গঙ্গার ইস্যু নিয়ে আমরা একটা কাজ শুরু করেছিলাম ওই ডিপার্টমেন্টের সঙ্গে। সেটা মোটামুটি কল্যাণদাই কাজটা নিয়েছিলেন রাজশাহী ইউনিভার্সিটির সঙ্গে, কিন্তু অসাধারণ আমরা ওখানে আতিথেয়তা পেয়েছিলাম। খাওয়া দাওয়া থেকে আরম্ভ করে সবকিছু এখনো খুব মনে আছে। অতএব যদি ঢাকায় হয় তাহলে তো খুবই ভালো হবে, আমাদের আরেকটা চান্স হবে করার।
না, থ্যাংক ইউ। দেখা যাক আমাদের এটা কিভাবে আমরা কতটুকু সেটাই।
অরুণ স্যার যেহেতু বলেছেন, স্যার একটু আপনি একটু পজিটিভলি ভাবলে আমরা যদি এটা করতে পারি, ইট উড বি এ গ্রেট প্লেজার।
না, চিন্তা যখন হয়েছে আশা রাখি এটা ম্যাটেরিয়ালাইজ হবে।
ইয়েস স্যার, ইয়েস স্যার। প্রিয়াঙ্ক স্যারকে কিছু বলার জন্য অনুরোধ করছি স্যারকে। স্যার প্লিজ, প্রিয়াঙ্ক স্যার।
বলবো যাই হোক,
আপনি বলুন। কালকে আপনার প্রেজেন্টেশনটা আমি খুব এনজয় করেছি, খুব ভালো হয়েছে। আমি চেয়ার করছিলাম, খুব ভালো হয়েছে আপনার প্রেজেন্টেশনটা।
Thank you. So good evening everyone.
Priyam, before you start,
Yes,
here is the paper cutting of your review.
Yes, sir. So I hope you liked the review.
Yes, it is 1/1/21.
Yes, first January of this year.
Yes, Telegram.
Right. So
I'm keeping the cutting,
right.
And whenever I see the cutting, I used to remember you.
Okay, thank you. There is a similar review to be out on the Brahmaputra as well. Anyway, thank you everyone for giving me the chance to speak here. A big thanks to the organizers for organizing this. I have very long been friends with Ajnarul. I used to work in his department, and it was a pleasure. That was my first teaching job, and Alia University remains very close to my heart. That's why, in fact, a lot of the teaching lessons that I know has been ingrained from there. And I've really found the students there to be extremely dedicated, which very often it's not something that we see elsewhere. Also, thank you to all the people who came at this conference, presented their papers. Some of the views were quite enlightening. I myself work on river restoration. We are looking at, or we are actually doing live vegetation-based ecosystem analysis, ecosystem service. We have planted grasses along some rivers in Bengal, and we have monitored how rivers are being restored by that. If anyone is interested, I can share those publications that have come up. And I will always be interested to work on any aspect of river dynamics or river ecosystems. Just to say that because this is very, very important, and this is a very emerging field. So yesterday, as sir said, I spoke about a quite emerging field in India, but it has been long happening in the outside world for the last 2 decades, on river ecogeomorphology, how ecogeomorphological aspects and physical geography aspects can combine, taking together societal implications. And as part of my university's master's syllabus, and I will share that with all of you if interested, we have an entire module just on river ecogeomorphology, where we talk about ecosystem services, the Supreme Court laws that give rights to human rivers. We saw how it was mentioned that the Ganga and the Yamuna were accorded human rights by the Uttarakhand High Court. Sadly, if I can just update on that, that has been repealed because that order has been stayed, because the higher court has said that if the rights are abrogated or abused, then who should be answerable? So because such a nodal authority is not there, that earlier ruling has been stayed right now. But this has happened in New Zealand, this has happened in Australia, other parts of the world, and this is something that we should go on to. Those interested can look at a society called Sandar, South Asia Network for Dams, Rivers and People. And then there is also a Rally for Rivers website, which you can look at, which looks at river restoration aspects. So, we have this module in our syllabus. We are trying to teach our students how to look at environmental flow assessments, how to look at working with other scientists, because very often geographers restrict them to geographers. And again, even worse, physical geographers restrict them to within physical geography. We do not look at the other side of the room. And this also becomes very difficult in our teaching. One of the most important papers I feel is the geographical thought paper, geographical philosophies, where we should ask what are we doing, why are we doing before we are actually going to do it. And if that paper is taught by both physical and human geographers, keeping rivers as a possibly central theme of landscape analysis, maybe we will get better river scientists going ahead. So these are some thoughts I wanted to share. And please do write in and contact. I would love to work with anyone. And thank you all.
Yeah, Priyank sir, I'd like to add on to what you said about geographical thoughts. Till date, I find a number of colleagues of mine who have a kind of averseness to teach geographical thoughts.
No,
I personally enjoy teaching.
I personally find it to be the most interesting paper. We actually wrote one paper on how physical and human geographies are combined. And in fact, in one of the biggest geography departments in the world, University of British Columbia, the thought course is taught by a physical geographer and a human geographer. So students
it should be done because they have both the interfaces.
Right.
And
usually in India, human geographers who are given the duty of teaching thought, and we just end up listening to autobiographies rather than inculcating new worldviews. So
exactly, we need to have that more radical view, more behavioralistic approach.
So if you want to really change rivers, right? So if you want to really change rivers, we have to change our worldview first. So that changing of the worldview comes from the geographical philosophy and thought classes, right? So we have to change minds there first, right?
Yeah, I personally enjoy teaching thoughts, and every time it happens in every college I keep on teaching, I find the other colleagues who do not have any affinity to teach thoughts, and I keep on teaching thoughts. Somewhere that's a kind of a jigsaw fit, but that shouldn't be always done.
Okay, madam. I'll share our paper with you if you like. I'll share what we wrote.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajnarul. Happy returns of the day. Ekta due roilo.
Okay, sure. Thank you. আমি পাঞ্চালী ম্যাডাম আর সমত স্যারকে দেখতে পাচ্ছি। পাঞ্চালী ম্যাডাম কিছু বলবেন? কে?
পাঞ্চালী দি ভিডিও অন করো, পাঞ্চালী দি ভিডিও অন করো, দেখতে পাচ্ছি না তুমি।
করছি। Yes. Yes, Pituparna. Thank you. Afternoon. Many happy returns of the day.
Thank you, Didi.
এত সুন্দর ওয়েবিনার, মানে লাস্ট দুদিন আমি মেসমারাইজড হয়ে শুনেছি প্রত্যেকটি লেকচার যেটা ডেলিভার্ড হয়েছে তোমাদের এই ওয়েবিনারে, এবং আমার মনে হয় আমরা একটা নতুন পথের সন্ধান পেলাম এই ওয়েবিনার থেকে। পার্টিকুলারলি আজকের ভ্যালিডিক্টরি সেশন, সেটাও মনে রাখার মতো। এত সুন্দর করে প্রত্যেকে বললেন, এবং ভ্যালিডিক্টরি সেশন ইউজুয়ালি একটা ফর্মাল সেশন হয়। ইট ওয়াজ নট আ ফর্মাল সেশন, এটা তার থেকেও অনেক কিছু যেটা থেকে আমরা শিখলাম, আমরা জানলাম। প্রত্যেকটা সেশন বিউটিফুল ছিল, এবং প্রত্যেকের যে বক্তব্য নদী সম্পর্কে, বিশেষ করে রিভার সম্পর্কে, যা আমাদের লাইফ লাইন, যার উপরে আমরা বেঁচে থাকি, যার উপরে সভ্যতা গড়ে ওঠে, যাকে কেন্দ্র করে আমাদের জীবন আবর্তিত হয়। আমার মনে হয় এই ধরনের ওয়েবিনার আরো ভবিষ্যৎ, এবং ওয়েবিনার নয়, যেটা আমরা বলছিলাম যে ভার্চুয়াল প্ল্যাটফর্ম নয়, আমরা মুখোমুখি দেখা হোক, আমাদের এপার ওপার বাংলা মিলে যাক, কোনো সীমানা নয়, সীমানার ছাড়িয়ে আমরা কথা বলি, কারণ নদীকে কোনো সীমানা দিয়ে বাঁধা যায় না। ঠিক যেমন আমাদের ছাত্র শিক্ষক সম্পর্কের কোনো সীমানা হয় না, ঠিক তেমনি নদীকেও আমরা কোনো সীমানা দিয়ে বাঁধতে পারি না। এই আগামী দিনে তোমাদের এই প্রচেষ্টা চালু থাকুক। থ্যাংক ইউ। আর আমার শ্রদ্ধা রইল স্যারদের জন্য। মাই রিগার্ডস টু মাই রেসপেক্টেড টিচার্স and all my colleagues and the students and the research scholars who have participated in this webinar. Thank you, and particularly আমি তাদেরকে শ্রদ্ধা জানাচ্ছি বাংলাদেশের স্যারেরা যারা আজকে, স্যার ম্যাডামরা যারা আজকে এখানে পার্টিসিপেট করেছেন এই ওয়েবিনারে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ দিদি। সনদ স্যার আপনি কিছু বলুন প্লিজ।
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes sir, audible and visible perfectly. It's always wonderful to listen to you sir. Bolun.
Hello, Arun Singh sir, are you present here? Hello. Hello. Hello, Arun sir, are you present here?
Arun sir is present.
Yes sir, Arun sir present.
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Arun sir
Arun sir is present over here, but his mic is mute somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's present.
I think Saidul Islam sir is also present here. There is no word in my vocabulary to express my level of satisfaction, especially from this seminar. It's a wonderful, that means the seminar organization. I especially extend my immense thanks, gratitude to the whole organizing committee, and it is convened by Ajnarul Islam, and ultimately it is guided by Arun Singh sir. তা আমাদের যে কথা হলো সেখানে আমরা দেখতে পেলাম যে দুই বাংলার সীমানা ছাড়িয়ে যেহেতু আমাদের ভাষা এক, আমাদের সংস্কার এক, আমাদের ধারণা এক, আমাদের খাদ্য এক, যখন আমরা এই বেড়াটা টপকে যাচ্ছি সেই সঙ্গে এলো তাহলে কেন ওপারে প্র্যাকটিসিং জিওগ্রাফারের একটা সেমিনার সেশন বা একাধিক সেমিনার সেশন যদি আমরা ওখানে করতে পারি তাহলে বোধহয় এই যে নদী নিয়ে আমরা যে ভাবনাটা ভেবেছি এইভাবে বাধাগুলোকে আমরা পেরিয়ে গিয়ে আমাদের অন্তরের যে সলিল আছে, প্রবাহ, চিন্তার প্রবাহ এবং সলিল আছে, সেটাকে আমরা আরো কাছ থেকে মানে উপভোগ করতে পারবো। And in another context that I would like to say, when Arun Singh sir actually asked me to put the keynote address, I'm really an odd man in that particular context. I was thinking like this. So I have guided a research done by Ovik Dasgupta, basically in the context of a river and her people, basically in the Sundarban context. সেখানে আমি দেখেছিলাম যে প্রথমে আমরা কাজ করতে গিয়েছিলাম অজয়ে। It is basically some sort of emotional perspective of the river, linking the human being with that of the vastness of the river. সেখানে আমরা দেখলাম যে কোথাও ইমোশনটা অজয় নদের বন্যার দ্বারা মানুষ অনেক বেশি ভীত, তাদের ইমোশনটা অতটা কাজ করে না। And then as that means the Sundarban is my countryside, I have felt that means the emotion, এবং আমি সুন্দরবনে গেলে আমি বুঝতে পারি যে বাংলাদেশের রূপটা কেমন, যদিও এখনো বাংলাদেশ দেখা হয়নি, আশা রইল। আর এই কনটেক্সটে আমি চেষ্টা করেছি কিছু পড়াশোনা করে, বেসিক্যালি ফ্রম দ্য ফিলোসফিক্যাল পার্সপেক্টিভ আই হ্যাভ
Sir, you are mute, sir.
Hello.
শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
এবং একই সঙ্গে এটাই আমি মানে হয়তো সব কথা ওখানে বলা হয়নি, জাস্ট একটু শেয়ার করছি। That means the river is not simply an entity. River is not simply a text. It is not a object, not simply an object. It is not only a context. It is something beyond that. আমি আসলে কিছুদিন ধরেই একটা মানে বারওয়ানের রাজ ডাইনাস্টি এবং তার ইকোলজিক্যাল ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক নিয়ে স্টাডি করছি। এখানে আমার একটা মাথায় এসছে যে একটা রাজ ডাইনাস্টির মধ্যেও তার বডি, মাইন্ড অ্যান্ড স্পিরিটটা কিভাবে কাজ করে, দ্যাট ইজ অর্গানিস্টিক অ্যাপ্রোচ। মানে হচ্ছে তার যদি ইকোনমিটা যদি ধরি বডি, তাহলে তার যদি থটটা যদি হয় দ্যাট মিনস তার যে কালচারটা যদি হয় আর্কিটেক্ট, বডিটা যদি হয় তার দ্যাট মিনস দ্য আর্কিটেক্ট or the building and structure and the land use, economy and related matters to your mind, then the culture seems to be the that means the spirit. And I would like to that means think of a river in such an organic entity in terms of the body, mind and spirit. That means through river can be observed as a body, that means a living existence over the surface. At the same time, it actually put us some sort of idea which actually through which we relinquish ourselves, and at the same time ultimately it is a source of inspiration and the spirit. So a integrated perspective টা যেটা অরুণ সিং স্যার বললেন, সেই দিক থেকেই যদি আমরা কোনোদিন ভাবতে পারি, গোটা সোসাইটি যদি ভাবতে পারে, তাহলে শুধু রিভার নয়, হয়তো নেচারের প্রতি আমাদের সেই রেসপেক্ট এবং সেই হোলিনেসটাকে প্রকাশ করে করতে পারবো। আর আমি আশায় থাকলাম, স্যারের আন্ডারে আছি সবসময়, স্যার যা বলেন আমি তা করি। আর আমার মানে আর কিছু মানে বলতে পারছি না এই সাকসেস সম্পর্কে, যে এবারের সেমিনারটা একটা অন্যরকম সাকসেস দিয়েছে এবং আশা করছি এর চেয়ে বেশি সাকসেস পাবো যদি বাংলাদেশ এই ধরনের ভেন্যুটাকে আর একবার মানে আমরা এই ধরনের প্র্যাকটিসিং জিওগ্রাফারের ভেন্যু যদি বাংলাদেশে করা যায়, আমরা আবার একসঙ্গে মিলিত হতে পারবো। So with those words, once again I actually extend my sincere thanks to the whole organizing committee and also the Sumit Mukherjee sir, and ultimately the all credits must be given to Arun Singh sir. Thank you.
Shanad, there is one small advice to you. There is a very good book by Professor L.P. Vidyarthi, Man, Nature, Spirit.
Yeah. I would like to think in a body, mind, and spirit in an integrated aspect.
So whether man will not have a body?
No, that means the man is a complex symbiosis of body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah.
And
then only he is defined as a man.
Yeah.
You cannot remove the mind from the body, and you cannot remove other parts of the. Then you can call him a man or not. I don't know.
No.
But for your philosophy, your philosophical understanding, little bit of anthropogenic knowledge, you can go through this book, this Man, Nature, Spirit by Professor L.P. Vidyarthi. It's a case study of Maler of, what you can say, Maler of Jharkhand.
Yeah. Okay, I will go through
it. Only for your reference. See, I am such a geographer who doesn't fall into the clutches of anthropology still now. Because if you read the reading in cultural geography, then a geographer need not go into the inner meaning of culture. But anyhow, when you are, because anthropology and geography are a brother who have been separated in a very early childhood. So if that help you to harness your understanding, what is the harm in reading it? Is it so?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you, sir. Sir, just one thing. May I request Arunima madam to share something?
Okay.
Arunima madam, Dr. Singh sir's daughter. So there is a chat. So I request her to share her views. Yeah.
She has already written a wonderful note in the chat box.
Yeah. There's a wonderful note written by her. So if she is available, I request her to share her views.
All right, here I am. First of all, greetings to all of you, my respected, what should I say? Some of you are colleagues of my dad. Some of you are senior to my dad. I've only heard about all of you. I know about the work of IGF for many, many years. I have been part of the IGF, and I can be very, very emotional about the journey that the Indian Geographical Association, the practicing geographers, however you call it, has been, because since childhood, even though I'm not a student of geography, I have had the pleasure of sitting and listening to hours of discussions on matters of geography in my house. There's dad's sir, that is Professor Satish Chakraborty, his wife, and then Professor Munshi. They would be coming to our house, and Professor Aurobindo, Vishwas. I have grown up hearing geography so much. But today, I want to just thank all of you. I know I have been coming on and off, sometimes on YouTube and sometimes trying to be into Zoom and trying to watch the proceedings, trying to hear. I got so excited that I also posted on Facebook about this seminar because I felt this was amazing. And the work, and even I went through the contents of some of your papers, like just the titles, and I thought how beautiful and wonderful. So I just wanted to say that for my dad, for my father, this was very, very difficult time. you know, of course, some of you know that he had COVID. He and Ma had COVID. And I don't know how many of you know, just before these seminars, his computer stopped working. And then my mother tried to get him a laptop, and the laptop that arrived was a used laptop that was delivered by Amazon. He got pricked, and it could not open, and that laptop had to be then sent back. And my dad was, আর কি হবে, এখন তো আর অনেক বয়স হলো, সবাই করুক, আমি নয় জয়েন করতে পারবো না, আমি তো আমার সব দায়িত্ব করে দিয়েছি, তাহলে আর এখন আর কি করা যাবে, তোরা এত ভাবিস না, আমি তো আমার সব দায়িত্ব করে দিয়েছি. And we were feeling so sad that he was almost deciding that আর তো কোনো উপায় নেই, তাহলে আর জয়েন কিভাবে করবো. And we were like, এটা কি করে হতে পারে যে মানে তুমি সেমিনারটায় জয়েন করবে না, তুমি না, আমি পেপারও তো দিয়ে দিয়েছি, অন্যজন পড়ে নেবে. I'm like, okay, সবই বুঝলাম, কিন্তু তুমি অ্যাটেন্ড করতে পারবে না, এটা তো হতে পারে না. So anyway, thanks to my brother, a laptop was arranged, and I think some of you were able to convince him his physical presence is required. And I see that my dad so excitedly sitting for hours, because that is who he is. He has geography in his blood, and he has these things in his blood, and has this passion that he wants to give a platform to all of you to present and to have these discussions. And and I think delisting was a very difficult phase for him when the association got delisted. And I mean the publication was delisted. So anyway, back to that. Today I want to just thank all of you for this pure passion I think each one of you have, and may that just live long, and may many researchers keep adding on to this platform. And whatever discussions that you've had, it was so amazing. I mean, whether it is river as a form, river as an entity, river as something which needs to be seen. I mean, even a layman like me was getting so many things from these discussions. So a big round of applause to all of you. And I don't know, thank you for just allowing me to speak.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you.
One minute.
I'm observing you.
1 minute. Arunima was a technical editor for our journal for a quite long time.
This is a new information set to us. This is a new information to us.
She's not a student of geography, but as she told that she has been listening geography from her early childhood. Both of us are geographer. I too might be knowing. Shonat might be knowing. Aruti is the second batch of the geography department, Burdwan University.
Yes, sir.
So that way, geography was there in our house, and she has been editing the whole thing on my behalf. So if she would have not been there, it would have been very difficult for me when Aurindada left very untimely, put all the burden on my shoulder.
Yes,
but I managed to continue that service till now, because it was what you can say, work given to me by my teacher, Professor Satish Chakravarti, Professor Sunil Kumar Bunshi, and Professor Arvind Vishwas. They were not only my teacher, they were my, what you can say, father-like people for me. Yes, and they always has helped and stood as a rock to see that the foundation of practicing geographer survives. Because at many point of time, I had to face a lot of problem from many geographers, especially from Calcutta. So, but we survived because we were putting our work together. A lot of young geographers were with us, helping the foundation of practicing geographer to make what today it is. For the last 26 years, uninterrupted publication of journal, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is a salute to all the life members of Foundation of Practicing Geography. It is their courage, it is their mental makeup that helped the foundation to be what today is. We have organized nearly 3 international seminar and webinar, published our journal, published our publications in a right time, in a right perspective. Last year when we organized the COVID-19 pandemic, a geological foundation consideration, and the book is there. So that is our aim. So whatever we think, we have to bring to the domain to the student of geography, and that we have been doing.
Sir.
Now another feather is going to be added if we will become successful, that we can hold a Indo-Bangladesh joint seminar,
sir.
as
That
Professor
is,
Shahidul Islam of Dhaka University has promised. Now the whole burden is on our shoulder. And so
yes,
all
sir,
of you have to share it, you see.
Yes, sir. Sure, sure, sir.
I am very hopeful for that, because anybody in the Department of Geography of Burdwan University, North Bengal University, Alia University, Gaurbanga University, even in Calcutta University, Jadavpur University, if I request, I think people will come forward to help us. So let us hope for the best. On hope we are surviving. Okay. And one thing again, I will say in the last, don't remove romanticism from your life.
No, sir, it's not possible.
who loves to live, come and love to be under the green tree. Yeah, so if Shakespeare has not written these words, I think he would not have been Shakespeare in that way. So romanticism will be there. If you look river as a sense of romanticism, there is a sense of what you can say, holiness in you, which will be developed, and you will try to take care of the river. Today we are missing the river because we are not taking care of the river. We have become more engineering-centric person, trying to do everything from the engineering point of view, and we are suffering for that. Anyhow. Thank you very much, Sanat. Thank you very much.
Sir,
so
one thing.
I look forward towards you also, and to my alma mater at Burdwan University.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Bolchi Burdwan University Geography Department, from where I got my initial learning, as my teacher had told me. I had my initial life partner from there. So Burdwan has a very special place in my heart. But nowadays, I don't know why Burdwan is not willing to welcome me in that way. Though Sanat and
one day
Sanat and Gopa, they're always to help me out. But other people have become a little bit of cold, and I don't know.
They have no such idea about it, because most of them are not actually aware about the initiation of Foundation of Geographers and the relentless effort by Biswas and user, and so they can't understand the importance of this organization, that it is basically originated from the Burdwan University Department of Geography. Another thing, sir, just 10 seconds, sir, I want to speak that I have not heard in this informal session from Aborna Mukherjee, and that is another joint convener. If they are present, they can Oyon. So if they are present, they should speak at least for 1 or 2 minutes to express about this, because after the valedictory session, I have not watched them. If they are present, just 1 or 2 minutes.
No, not present. I don't think they are present.
And I think Oyon is busy with his international conference in his college.
Yes.
So before we end up formally or informally, and it was we are so emotional about rivers, I would like to read a few lines on Narmada. I wrote it. Sure. I wrote it. It's the name of this poem is Your Medha. Born out of the body of Shiva, your sanctity is no less. I saw you, your genesis at Amarkantak, your tortuous course at Mandla, your structured concert at Vindhyas, flanking gracefully the Satpuras. I was the witness to crescendo of your cascades, to symphony of your waterfalls, to your surrender at Gulf of Khambat. I was your apostle, your ardent follower, your unconditional friend, trying to be your savior. I was no human. I fought for you against them. I was your Medha. Till date, I am my Narmada. So I wrote this
Thank you. I know that you are actually writing a poem, and sometimes I
very good.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Very good, very good. Congratulations. Yesterday only I reminded Ritu Pondan that poetry is not coming. So today it has come. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Keep on writing, because if poetry is gone from our heart, we will lose the status of Homo sapien. Okay. So
Yes.
I'm not the follower of Professor Devendra Nayak or even Dopa Samanto. I believe in human because I am a human geographer.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And human are all, first of all, he must be a Birohi. If he is not a
Mechanization
Birohi,
and technology is
he
not
can't survive
enough.
in this planet. It was the statement of Balmiki, not mine. Anyhow.
Okay, sir. So, bye then.
Okay.
We are leaving.
Sir.
Okay.
Finally,
okay,
bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. I think we can offer sweets to Adnarul when time permits, anytime if Karuna Madam leaves us. Because Karuna Madam, I don't know, and again the third wave is coming, what will happen to us? Somebody is telling that who have been left, they will be swept away. So we are in that very age bracket of being swept away by Karuna Madam. Let's see, if we survive, we can have a cake to Aznarul, okay?
Sir, before we close, I will just request Devobroto to share his few words.
Yeah. Sure.
Aznarul, Uttio has sent you a closing song.
Okay, so we can close with the closing song. Before that, we can have some words from Devobroto. Devobroto, please. কারণ যার জন্য আজকে আমরা এটা করতে পেরেছি সেটা দেবব্রত।
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
Devobroto, please put on your video and share your few words.
কোথায় চলে গেল?
Devu, your experience. Devu, your this 2-day experience, marathon experience. Stupendous work.
Devobroto has also left.
No. He's here. I can see him.
He's there.
He's taking all sorts of responsibility of this virtual platform.
Yes, এই ডিজিটাল ভার্চুয়াল প্ল্যাটফর্মের সাকসেসের জন্য দেবব্রত না থাকলে এটা সত্যি কথা আজকে আমরা এত সাকসেসফুল বলছি। It is because of this man in front of us. Please,
I think সবথেকে ভালো লাগে Aznarul. He has given me the reference of Devobroto Monday.
স্যার সবথেকে ভালো লাগছে আমি হচ্ছে অরুণ সিং স্যারের বাড়িতে গিয়ে ওনাকে দেখিয়ে দিয়েছিলাম কিভাবে জুমটা করতে হয় এবং কিভাবে উনি ল্যাপটপটাকে প্রপারলি ইউজ করবেন। তো আমার সবথেকে বেশি ভালো লাগছে উনি 2 দিন কন্টিনিউয়াসলি ল্যাপটপের সামনে বসে আমাদের ওয়েবিনারে পার্টিসিপেট করেছেন এবং কন্টিনিউয়াসলি মিউট আনমিউট করে ভিডিও কথা বলছেন। তো এটা আমার কাছে একটা সাকসেস এবং পুরো প্রোগ্রামে যেভাবে রেভার দিয়ে শুনলাম।
তোমাকে নমস্কার, আমি অ্যাজ এ স্টুডেন্ট অফ ইয়োর্স নমস্কার।
No sir. No sir. So as a also student of geography, তো রিভারটাকে যেভাবে উপলব্ধি করলাম 2 দিন ধরে, সেটা আমার কাছে ওয়েবিনারটা কন্ডাক্ট করার থেকে অনেক বড় প্রাপ্তি। তো লেসনটা আমি মনে রাখবো এবং পরবর্তীকালে আরো এই ধরনের ওয়েবিনার হলে নিশ্চয়ই আমি কন্ডাক্ট করব এবং আপনাদের পাশে সবসময় রাখবো। That's all.
তোমার একটা আলাদা পরিচয় আছে, সেটা তুমি একটু বলো আমাদেরকে।
স্যার আপনার নদী নিয়ে অনেকে কাজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি স্যার আমি হচ্ছে ইউনিসেফ এবং হচ্ছে আমার একটা অর্গানাইজেশন আছে that is Geo Passionate, more than 44K member in Facebook, and also I create that group also. তো আমি ইনিশিয়ালি নিজে সুন্দরবনের উপরে কাজ করছি এবং সেখানকার চাইল্ড ম্যারেজ এবং বাকি বিভিন্ন কাজ, বাট আমি হচ্ছে রিসার্চ পেপার যেমন তার থেকে ফিজিক্যালি গিয়ে আমি ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করতে একটু বেশি ভালোবাসি। তো রিসেন্টলি আমি সুন্দরবনের উপরে 20,000 ম্যানগ্রোভ প্লান্টেশন করেছি এবং নিজে সেটা ইনিশিয়েটিভ নিয়ে এবং নিজে সেই কন্ডাক্ট করেছি এবং হচ্ছে সুন্দরবনের পাখিওয়ালা যেখানে যেখানে রিভার ব্যাঙ্ক ইরোশন হয়েছে, পাখিওয়ালা, সাতজেলিয়া, রজত জুবলি এবং হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন জায়গাতে আমি হচ্ছে দয়াপুর, তো বিভিন্ন জায়গাতে আমরা ম্যানগ্রোভ প্লান্টেশন করেছি এবং পুরো প্রজেক্টটা আমি লিড করেছি। শুধুমাত্র তাই নয়, আমি ইন্ডিয়াতে পুরো সমগ্র ইন্ডিয়াতে আমি হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন স্টেটে আমরা হচ্ছে এডুকেশনের উপরে আমরা প্রোগ্রাম করছি, তার জন্য আমরা শেপ অফ ফিউচার আমরা ক্যাম্পেইন করছি। তো রিসেন্টলি আমি রাজস্থান যোধপুরে সেখানে হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন রুরাল ভিলেজে আমরা গেছি, যেখানে হচ্ছে এট প্রেজেন্ট আমরা ডিজিটাল ইন্ডিয়া নিয়ে কথা বলছি, কিন্তু প্রেজেন্ট সেখানে হচ্ছে এডুকেশন রেট 13%, 35% এই সমস্ত গ্রামে গিয়ে আমরা বাচ্চাদের জন্য লাইব্রেরি ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করেছি। তো ইন ফিউচার আমরা সুন্দরবনের বিভিন্ন গ্রামেও করব। তো নট অনলি এ জিওগ্রাফি স্টুডেন্ট, নট অনলি এ রিসার্চার। সো আমি চাই ফিজিক্যালি গিয়ে তাদেরকে মানুষের পাশে দাঁড়াতে এবং জিওগ্রাফি অ্যাজ এ সোশ্যাল সাবজেক্ট, অ্যাজ এ সোসাইটির সঙ্গে মিশিয়ে যেতে চাই। তো ইন ফিউচার আপনার সাথে দেখা হবে যদি সুন্দরবন নিয়ে কখনো কোনো প্রোগ্রাম হয় বা সুন্দরবন। আমি চাই শরৎ স্যার সুন্দরবন নিয়ে অনেক বেশি ইন্টারেস্টেড, তো আমি স্যারের সাথে নিশ্চয়ই আমি সুন্দরবনে বা আপনার সাথে দেখা হবে এবং সুন্দরবন নিয়ে আরো অনেক ভালো কাজ হবে। এবং চন্দন সুরভি স্যার এবং পাঞ্জালি ম্যাম এখানে রয়েছেন, আমিও স্যারের ম্যামের স্টুডেন্ট। তো পাঞ্জালি ম্যামের সাথে অলরেডি আমি চাইল্ড ম্যারেজের উপরে একটা পেপারও প্রেজেন্টেশন করেছি। তো পাঞ্জালি ম্যাম এখানে এসছেন এবং আপনারা অনেক শ্রদ্ধেয় স্যাররা আছেন। তো পরবর্তীকালে নিশ্চয়ই ভার্চুয়ালির পরে অফলাইনে গিয়ে কোথাও আপনাদের কোনো কাজে দেখা হবে এবং আপনাদের সহ সহযোগিতা।
একটা নতুন ডাইমেনশন জানলাম দেবব্রত সম্বন্ধে।
একটা রিকোয়েস্ট, এই সুমিত বাবু, can we arrange a tour to Sundarban from station of practicing geographer?
এই তো দেবব্রত
যদি স্যার
দেবব্রত খুব ভালো কিন্তু সোশ্যাল ওয়ার্কার এই কোভিড-19 প্যান্ডেমিকের জন্য প্রচুর মানুষের
প্রচুর কাজ করেছে দেবব্রত, প্রচুর কাজ করেছে।
স্যার আমরাও যেতে চাই,
আমাদের সবাই ওকে স্যালুট করা
আমরাও যেতে চাই।
স্যার আমার কিছু হচ্ছে আমার
যাবে, তোমরা সবাই যাবে
নিশ্চয়ই।
শিওর স্যার, শিওর স্যার, নিশ্চয়ই যাব। We are very willing, we are very willing
স্যার। আমি আপনারা যদি কখনো সুন্দরবনে আসতে চান নিশ্চয়ই আমি পুরো সবটাই কন্ট্যাক্ট করে নেবো। নো নিড টু এনি ট্রাভেলার বুকিং অল দোজ থিং। এবং ওখানকার ভিডিও থেকে শুরু করে এসডিও এবং সবাই আমার সাথে কোলাবরেট এবং কথা হয়, কনভারসেশন হয়। যদি আপনারা আসেন তো বেস্ট আমার দিক থেকে হসপিটালিটি আপনারা পাবেন। আর অ্যাপার্ট ফ্রম দিস, যদি কখনো আপনাদের কারো কোভিড এর সময় যদি হচ্ছে কারো অক্সিজেন কনসেন্ট্রেটর বা কোনো কিছু প্রয়োজন হয়, জাস্ট গিভ মি এ কল ইন ইন্ডিয়া অলসো। আর পুরো ইন্ডিয়াতে যদি কখনো কারো ব্লাড এবং অক্সিজেন কনসেন্ট্রেটর হয়, জাস্ট গিভ মি এ কল, আই উইল প্রোভাইড উইদিন 30 মিনিট। আর আমি এবং হচ্ছে আমার কোভিডের সময় আমার নিজস্ব 4টে কোভিড কেয়ার সেন্টার চলেছে ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলে। এবং হচ্ছে গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলকে আমার অর্গানাইজেশন থেকে অ্যাজ এ ডিরেক্টর অফ ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল আমার অর্গানাইজেশন থেকে 23 লাখ গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলকে প্রোভাইড করা হয়েছে। এবং সেখানে হচ্ছে আমরা 200 অক্সিজেন বেড এবং কনসেন্ট্রেটর প্রোভাইড করেছি। এবং এপি আনন্দ, এপি নিউজ এবং ডি নিউজে আমার নিজস্ব ইন্টারভিউ রয়েছে। সো আপনার যদি কখনো সম্ভব হয় এবং কোনো রকম কোভিড নিয়ে যদি কোনো প্রবলেম আপনারা ফেস করেন, প্লিজ আমাকে একবার জানাবেন। আমি ডেফিনেটলি আপনাদের পাশে সবসময় আছি, শুধু একজন জিওগ্রাফার হিসেবে নয়, একজন মানুষ হিসেবে অ্যাজ এ হিউম্যান।
তুমি একজন অ্যাকশন জিওগ্রাফার, তোমাকে আমি বলতে অ্যাপ্লাইড জিওগ্রাফার,
pertinently mentioned action geographer.
Radical geographer.
Rituparna,
proud of you.
Don't say radical. Radical is becoming very a debatable word. Yes.
Yeah, radical
no,
is
sir, it is true sense. He's going to the grassroots level and trying to
use the
solve
word
the problems.
humane in that way.
Yeah, human to achieve.
Let us all join Devobroto. Let us all join Devobroto, not just বেড়াবার জন্য শুধু নয়, ও যে অ্যাওয়ারনেস ক্যাম্পেইন করছে, সুন্দর কাজ করছে। আমার তো খুব ইচ্ছে করছে ওর সঙ্গে জয়েন করতে। সুন্দরবনে যদি গিয়ে কিছু করা যায়, let us organize. আমরাও বলেছি, আমি বালিতেও কোভিড ওয়ারিয়ারের গ্রুপে ছিলাম।
আমিও চাই প্র্যাকটিসিং জিওগ্রাফার শুধু রিসার্চার বা পেপার প্রেজেন্টেশন বা ওয়েবিনার বা সেমিনার নিয়ে নয়, আমরা চাই কিছু সোশ্যাল ওয়ার্কে যদি স্যার উইথ কোলাবোরেশন যদি করতে চাই তো দেন সেটা ভালোভাবে আমি করতে পারি।
আমি একদম প্রাইমারিলি আই বিলিভ ইট যে আমরা শুধুমাত্র একাডেমিক ডিসকাশনের মধ্যে থাকবো না। আই হ্যাভ টু ক্রিয়েট আ স্পেস ওয়্যার রিয়েলি উই ক্যান রিঅ্যাক্ট অ্যান্ড ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট উইথ দ্য পিপল এবং গিয়ে ফিল্ডে কিছু অ্যাপ্লাইড কাজ করতে পারবো। দেন আই উইল বি স্যাটিসফাইড।
ইয়েস, ঠিক আছে। তাহলে আমাদের মনে হয় 3 তারিখে আমরা ডিসকাস করে নেব দেবব্রত মন্ডল সঙ্গে কিভাবে আমরা কোলাবরেট করতে পারি।
ওকে
স্যার, আজনুরুল আছে, আমি আছি, তো সুমিত বাবু আছেন, আর বাকি যারা আসবে শুনে নেব কি বলে।
ওকে
বন্ধ করি।
ওকে স্যার,
ওকে আজনুরুল, টাটা।
না দেবব্রত, ক্লোজিং সং ক্লোজিং সং
দিয়ে আমরা শেষ করব।
Just give me 1 minute, please.
Okay, sure.
চরণে বিনত লক্ষ শত ভক্ত চিত বহে নিরন্তর অনন্ত আনন্দধারা বহে নিরন্তর অনন্ত আনন্দধারা বাজে অসীম নব মাঝে অনাবিনব বাজে অসীম নব মাঝে অনাবিনব জাগে অগুণ্য রবি চন্দ্র তারা বহে নিরন্তর অনন্ত আনন্দধারা বহে নিরন্তর অনন্ত আনন্দধারা।
সাধু সাধু সাধু।
Done. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
ওকে স্যার,
থ্যাংক ইউ।
স্যার সবাই ভালো থাকবেন স্যার।
হ্যাঁ
ভালো
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
থেকো।
ওকে
খুব শীঘ্রই কথা হবে।
ওকে স্যার, দেখা হবে। ওকে বাই।
হ্যাঁ অরুণ স্যার লিভ করছি তাহলে।
আচ্ছা
স্যার লিভ করছি,
দেখা
স্যার
হবে।
লিভ করছি।
হ্যাঁ
মনে
স্যার দেখা হবে।
রাখবেন।
হ্যাঁ শিওর শিওর। আমি কথা বলবো আপনার সাথে ওই ব্যাপারে, জার্নাল টার্নালের এই ব্যাপারে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
তো
ঠিক আছে।
একটা ভালো খবর পেলাম, আজনারুল তো বললো এটা এই যে পাবলিকেশনস এর এটা স্প্রিঙ্গারের সাথে একটু লিংক হচ্ছে অথবা একটু কানেকশনস হচ্ছে, ওতেও বললো সেটা একটা ভালো ব্যাপার। তো সেইটাকে দেখতে হবে যে ওই পেপারস গুলো ভালো করে করা একটু, পেপারটা ভালো পেপার যাতে একটু হয়, মানে প্র্যাকটিসিং জিওগ্রাফার থেকে যেহেতু স্প্রিঙ্গারের সাথে লিংক হচ্ছে সেটাকে একটু নজর দিতে হবে আর কি।
হ্যাঁ নিশ্চয় আমরা আমাদের সাধ্য মতো চেষ্টা করব। আপনাদের ভালোবাসা চাই।
তবে আশা করি এটা হয়তো কয়েকদিনের জন্য ডিলিস্টেড হয়েছে, কিছুদিনে আবার যদি একটু ট্রাই করা যায় ওটা লিস্টে চলে আসবে, ঠিক আছে?
আচ্ছা দেখা যাক।
একটু চেষ্টা করতে হবে।
আপনাদের ভালোবাসা আমি এক্সপেক্ট করছি, ঠিক আছে? ভালো থাকবেন, সাবধানে থাকবেন।